Hey everyone, sorry about the music cutting out there. We'll be going live properly in about 3 minutes. I just needed to restart Firefox for a reason. Anyway, we'll be going live properly in about 3 minutes. Yeah, why don't you give me money in the meantime? And get a hot drink or something if you'd like that. And it's Transgender Sunday. Yeah, I see that. Anyway, just a couple minutes, and we'll be properly live. Hey everyone, how are we doing? We ready for a little Pathologic stream? Some Path of Logic? Who's ready for a little cheeky pathway into logic? I wanted to chat about the pandemic because I want to have a cool, cheerful, nice, uplifting stream, and I figured that was the best way to do it. Mind blown. Before we get to any of that, Sir Fleming, Rovgar, Boggle, Mr. Nim, hello to you all. Malloy, Box of Leaves, Sentstar, Riaquaza, Astrobiologist, hello to all of you. Ship Go Sink, Mushroom Blue, Vordrella, and Vandalmilk. Hello, welcome everyone to the stream. I hope you're having a nice time. Hope you're having a nice day. I hope you'll enjoy the stream we're going to do today. So I don't know. It's just this it's just the Omicron variant, isn't it? Are they advertising me something right now? Is this an ad? Are you playing an ad on my stream, you son of a bitch? Oh, damn, it's in the middle of the fucking Twitch-safe, copyright-free music. Love that. Incredible. D20 earrings. Yeah, I made them myself. Yeah, I guess I've just been thinking about that. I'm thinking about the different responses the different countries have had. And there's this kind of meme online. You see sometimes people say that, like, Britain only knows how to ban things or hold referendums. And it just is true, though. Like, it just is actually true, though, and is actually the British government's response to everything. I decided to look right into the heart of darkness and go look at the IMF's analysis of different countries' policy responses, because I love misery. For those who don't know, the IMF is a deeply evil institution that should be destroyed at all costs, that controls, basically uses predatory lending on a, like, international scale to force different countries into engaging with global free market capitalism. In other words, American imperialism. And yeah, they did an analysis of different governments' pandemic responses, and, like, they are a financial institution, so I'm not going to pretend like they should have had a different primary focus, but, like, it's been funny reading a little bit of it because it's been kind of so economically focused and so uninterested in, like, human life. Again, they're an evil institution, and, like, it's no shock at all. I'm not like shocked or disappointed in the IMF. It would be like being shocked or disappointed in Satan. But, like, it is it is just extreme. The only country I've been kind of skipping around to the countries I'm kind of interested in, what the IMF has to say, and, like, the only country so far I've seen who they actually talked about the number of cases was Vietnam, which is interesting because Vietnam is one of the places in the world that's had the lowest number of cases. So you could assume that it's that's the reason that they've said that. Since the beginning of the outbreak, Vietnam has had slightly more than 17,000 cases. Strict measures have been introduced to swiftly contain outbreaks. The latest one is currently in many provinces and cities of Vietnam, including blah, 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 blah. It's just... But on the other hand, like I said, I just feel weird about this approach to human life, even when it is from economists. Where it's just like the important stuff to measure here is the GDP and the growth of the economy. Doesn't matter how many people died. I mean, did the UK stop tracking it? No. The UK has had, according to Google, 146,000 deaths, 10 million cases. Worldwide, according to Google, 5 million deaths, 265 million cases. I suppose if I was going to take it on the fucking parasitic bloodsucker's own terms, like, it would be interesting to see the GDP growth of different countries in line with their you know, how much they care about human life, because you know, what's the Bobby Kennedy quote, like, the gross domestic product measures everything in life except that which makes life worth living. And I just think, like, is your economy not going to shrink if loads of people fucking die? What country is this? Congo. So, like, let's look at the United Kingdom, for example. The largest economic hit was in 2020 quarter 2, when the GDP fell by 19.5%. I'm not going to pretend to have a deep understanding of this stuff, but, like, I'm not going to pretend to have the deepest understanding of this stuff, but, like, Vietnam's GDP growth was the highest of any country I've looked at on this list so far. Let's have a look at China again. Economy contracted by 6.8%. Yeah, Vietnam's had the largest positive economic growth of any country that I've looked at so far. Again, like, yeah, just I don't know what I'm talking about. It should be noted. I don't know what I'm talking about. But also, like, India's economy shrunk by 7.3%. India is currently ruled by a Hindu nationalist fascist government. Although it's also, like, widely varied between different states. Like, the largest strike in the world recently happened in India. Yeah, just countries around the world, like, shrinking. Their economy's shrinking. And then Vietnam growing. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just look for GDP. This will be a longer search. This one. The PM announced a relief package of around 10% of GDP. Wow. Hello, Omegon the Zane. Hey, Kerry Magic. Hello, Sam. Hey, Sam. There's a fringe economic theory that mass death is actually bad for the economy. Well, it's a weird thing, right? Like, I don't know. Until fucking Milton Friedman in the Chicago school, it was... Keynesianism is complicated, but, like, you know, the absolute broadest strokes version is, like, you need to watch certain inputs and certain outputs and measure the economy, like a careful kind of scientific thing, like the basis of just, like, economics as a science as opposed to, like, just a religious worship. And then, like, with Milton Friedman and neoliberalism, it's just been this, like, devotion to the free market. And again, you know, I'm reading all this stuff from the IMF, and for those who don't know, the IMF is, like, a fucking evil institution which leveraged national and international finance to enforce neoliberalism around the world. You know, shit like Afghanistan getting just bombed to shit by America, and then afterwards, obviously that country needs money, and where do they get it from? They get it from the World Bank and the IMF, and those institutions will only give a country money if they make certain policy reforms, which they phrase as being like, in order to make sure that the loan will get returns, you know? Like, as the power holder, you get to stipulate what the country does with their money because you want to make sure you get a return on investment. But, like, that's not what's going on, because these policies are fucking disastrous for economies the world over and only really benefit America. And then you're looking at the pandemic responses. Let's go back to looking at the pandemic responses. You're looking at the pandemic responses, and they aren't even good for... They aren't even good for fucking economies. You know? This is all India, isn't it? This is all India's responses, yeah. It makes sense that's the longest section because they are the largest economy. Indonesia. Right? While Indonesia's GDP in 2021 Q1 declined moderately by about 0.7% over a year ago, economic activity continues to recover quarter over quarter since the second half of 2020. External pressures remain moderate, although some volatility remains. Hey, Saint Dharma, thank you for subscribing. Right. Like, here, fundamentally, we're challenged with a situation which is, as I say, fundamentally opposed to free market ideology. Just fundamentally opposed to it. Every single country you're looking at here, right, package included, 2% of GDP, even if we're just searching by GDP, a result that keeps on coming up over and over again is every single place has... Oh shit, Ireland's GDP grew by 3.4%. Hang on a second. What happened there? Comprehensive policy support and especially strong performance of MNEs. I don't know what that is. Private consumption declined by 9%, slightly worse than the EU average, due to the stricter containment of measures and to the large share of services in the consumption basket. I don't know what a consumption basket is. Fucking economists love to make up shit that makes them sound like they're doing an actual science. Just like they love to add in more jargon whenever they can, because it sounds like they're doing a real science. The COVID-adjusted unemployment rate stood at around 18.3%. So I mean, Ireland has a pretty high unemployment rate in that case. Like that's pretty high, and they're an island, and they had stricter measures, and their GDP grew by 3.4%. Anyway. Wait, is this researching everything now? Oh, god damn it. Why are you going through everything all over again? I wanted to search from Ireland. No! Okay, we're nearly there again. Indonesia. Ireland. Right. Additional stimulus of 1.7% of GDP. 1% of GDP. 6.1% of GDP. That's in Israel. How is Israel's response? How is their economic response? Output declining by 7%. First quarter, and 29.2% in the second quarter of 2020. Israel's GDP went down by 29.2%? That's fucking insane. That's so much. A strong rebound in the second half entailed a decline of only 2.4% for the year as a whole. Wow. Whoa. Amazing. It's just, I don't know, this is all just nuts to me. Like, I just feel like you're just following through, looking at, like, absolutely everywhere. Okay, New Zealand's another one that had fairly good COVID measures until recently. Right. First confirmed case, February. So it started a little bit later. And then the economy contracted by 11% in quarter 2, but they had just like a complete like zero COVID thing, right? Border closure and quarantine requirement remain in place. In response to new cases in Australia, the Trans-Tasman travel bubble was paused on June 26, 2021. But we'll resume from... Okay, this report's from a little while ago. Real GDP grew stronger than expected in quarter 21. Right. Their economy still contracted a bunch. I still haven't seen another mention of a country that talks about the number of cases that they have. MNEs are multinational enterprises. I assume the reason they had a growing GDP was because Ireland is a sort of tax haven for corporations like Amazon. Yes, I'd heard that. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for clarifying that one. Brazil is totally fucked. The economy minister is openly vocal neoliberal. The economy is in shambles and he's just digging. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of South American countries are kind of hit worse by neoliberal shit because they were like South America was the testing ground for the Chicago school. Absolutely incredible to be served Navy ads while tuning in. No! Oh my god. Shield Wall Space, thank you so much for subscribing. If jargon is what makes a science, then philosophy is the most science. I mean, yeah. More like consumptive basket cause plague. Unrelated to what you're chatting about now, I would like to provide some context on the origins of Indiana Jones. For one, you're absolutely correct in the character is racist. Sure, I mean, go ahead. I mean, where I've talked about Indiana Jones being racist before, I feel like it's to do with the whole franchise just being, all the movies being really, really racist. But sure, if you want to say something about that. The immortal science of philosophy, yeah. The immortal revolutionary science of deontology. Yeah, this is interesting. I do remember... I skipped past the Congo before, and now I'm kind of curious because... March. Yeah, COVID did kind of get there slower. The virus continues to spread across the country with tens of thousands of confirmed cases and hundreds of deaths. Oh no. I remember hearing that Africa was like less hit by coronavirus. Like really early on in the pandemic, it was the thing that people were saying that it was just like it wasn't really there. There was some talk about hotter climates, and there was some talk about like vitamin D blocking the virus, maybe. Okay, this one in Costa Rica talks about the number of cases as well. Country has 364,000 confirmed cases and 4,000 deaths. Recent researchers. I'm not meaning to just pour over stats like this. I've just been like pondering over this stuff, like I said, because like there's this new variant now, and I don't know what the government's response is going to be, but like I said a little bit earlier, there's that meme that's like British only know how to have a referendum and ban things, nothing else. And it does feel like that's very much the case. And I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's not gonna be fucking good because we have the Conservative government in. They have a massive supermajority. They can do absolutely whatever the fuck they want. Like, I mean, if you want to talk about like responses to the pandemic, what we're currently suffering through, like a whole bunch of our energy companies have just collapsed, and looks like they're busy with their drugs crackdown combined with voter ID laws. Yeah, they're just trying to pretend that there's other more important stuff, which there categorically isn't. I mean, unless they want to take on the more important things of, making up for the last 500 years of Britain. What does it say about Cuba? Yeah, I can go check Cuba real quick. I'll go do that. Oh, there's a lot of mentions of Cuba in the document because, wait, why is this cycling around like this? There's a lot of mentions of Cuba in the document because Cuba obviously gives a lot of medical support to the rest of the world. And so the sections that have, talk about the way that different countries have interacted with each other, Cuba comes up a lot. Why is Control F not finding Cuba? It's finding lots of mentions of Cuba in other countries. Chile, Curacao, China. Is Cuba not in this report? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, Cuba's just not in this report at all. Cool. Love that. Incredible. Fucking incredible. Didn't they just announce that Johnson wants to take drug addicts' visas away? Yeah, that's fucking unsurprising. I mean, my friend just sent me, a meme that contained that quote. Actually, Molly's in chat. A meme that contains that quote from Thatcher where she's talking about, kids are being taught that they have an unalienable right to be gay, as if that's a bad thing. Conservatives are fucking scum. It should be, it should be acknowledged. It should be... Might be related to the US sanctions. IMF doesn't recognize Cuba. Is that a joke, or is that a policy thing? Interesting. But yeah, conservatives are just fucking scum, and it's just so mind-boggling to see them focus so much attention right now on such utter fucking gibberish, and to imagine that anyone could be falling for it, to imagine that anyone could be let's not think about the Omicron variant. But then again, people want for Christmas to be fine. People want for Christmas to be not cancelled. I don't know. Everyone, if you're enjoying the stream, please remember to subscribe and share. I know it's been a bit dry so far, just me looking through stats and stuff. We're gonna play some video games finally now. Ugh, sorry, my bra is digging in. Okay, now we're gonna finally play some video games. Now we're gonna finally... What's happening? Why does it keep freezing? Okay. Oh my god, look at that fucking tragedian. Cuba withdrew from the IMF in the 1960s. That makes sense. That's good. Good for them. So those are all countries. Oh, I see. So the countries that are mentioned in the document have any kind of relationship to the IMF. Hang on, that one says that he wants to talk. So I can talk to this guy? I can. Even in a handcrafted town like this, there is an underground, a rat's nest, at odds with the law, at odds with good morals. People come to them with dubious challenges and requests. Just say it out loud. They're thieves. You know my master, he's your friend, and he hasn't changed much since you last saw him. He always loved to live on the edge, never was a stickler for rules, but he was never truly vile or cruel. Yet he has changed. He wants to seem a kingpin, a king, a local czar of his own small turf. Wants to seem, not be, play a big wheeler-dealer, but that's not who he really is. He's just... Playing pretend? Don't make me laugh. Would you like to know what your old friend is truly worried about now? He's playing a dashing scoundrel in front of you, but his soul is trembling. Well, why? Thank you, Riakwaza, for subscribing. Everyone, please remember, if you have Prime, you can subscribe at no extra cost to you, but it gives me money, and I love money. It's great. Not as a concept, but as a thing I can buy things with, it's great. So, you know, if you have Prime, consider. He's worried that blood started to spill now, and it was probably spilled by his men, the people who rubbed shoulders with him, hiding their teeth at first. He's worried that you'll think he has it all under control, meaning today's craze is his doing. Isn't it? Perhaps he's partially responsible. Perhaps he did corrupt them with his talk of how any law is but chains that one must break in order to become free and truly human. But he never wanted bloodshed. Keep that in mind. Ah, so he's an anarcho-capitalist. I see. I get it. I see. No wonder he's called Bad Grief.
If only we knew who did away with your father, we'd spare the beast nothing.
Oh, well, that's nice of you to say, I guess. Oh shit, my hunger is almost the whole entire way up. Can I trade with anyone here? Damn, man, I need some food. Damn it. Okay, I'll talk to him in a second. I really, really need some food. ASAP. Why is... Oh, it's just frozen again. Okay. Go up here. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. You can trade with grief? Oh, fuck. I should have done that. Well, I'm over here now. Is that the coffin guy? No, they're both redheads, but they're not the same guy. Any food in here? No. Is this your money, sir? I think you've dropped your purse. Of course it is. Thank you so much for giving it back. Save money, sir. You'll need it yet. I don't know what to do with it, given the circumstances. Today is not the day for commerce. Suspicious folk from out of town are outlawed, but there's the shop that deals in stolen leaves stood among the warehouses trading... Okay, well that's... Yeah, I knew... Okay. Okay. Ah, I got some money. I really need to deal with this hunger, otherwise I'm gonna die. Like... imminently? Is the thing? What does this sign mean? Okay, I'm just gonna go back to Bad Grief. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I guess there's an interesting thing. Health! Oh my god, my health is just ticking down. Oh fuck, this is bad. Okay, it doesn't just do it, but it does it a bit. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get any food in here. This game's very interesting. It's kind of like...
A fool's tongue is long enough to hang them.
Mm-hmm. Say it's a tough time for our friendship. I mean, if you can even call this friendship. Gravel-hearted Lara won't look at me now, and Stack's even worse. He completely ignored my plea for help. You need help? Gone outside recently, it's chaos. Innocent souls torn limb from limb. Everyone's lost their minds hunting the culprit. A step golem, something. But others? They're after your hide, friend. All this going on naturally, my men ran into a mob. Barely got out alive. Okay. Let me patch them up. I am a surgeon, after all. Are your men still here? Shiner dropped by, said they're waiting for death in a hideout. I need tools, don't have any on me. Got you all set, friend. Blessed be the warehouses. Right. Okay. Yeah, I guess it's just very interesting how... Well, now I can't trade with him. I guess because I haven't done the... What's this? Oh. Okay, well that's food. Yes! Delicious egg! Oh no. Oh no! Oh no! That's not enough. That's not enough! Oh no! Oh, beans. Coffee beans will immediately energize you, but it's very unhealthy. Yeah. True. True in real life. Jesus Christ. This sucks. It's very interesting. What I was going to say was, it's very interesting how this game is very acknowledging of the town having been created for the game. Like, you know, he just says, like, Bad Grief just said, like, even in a town as constructed as this one or whatever. And it is a constructed town. That's literally true. It's literally true. One of Grief's boys got stabbed. Right, so I can probably use the ferry then. Here we go. And I think that a part of that is an acknowledgement that society itself, you know, is an agreement between people, an intersubjective social construct. Of course, that leads us down, you know, a problematic path, because social contract bros are the absolutely fucking worst. Just dreadful. You need a weapon. Yeah, I could use one. No one carries firearms, so it's a peaceful town. Peaceful my ass. I have a revolver, but I can't give away for free. Reasonable price, though. Why can't you just give it to me? I work in pickling. The factory stopped working today. We fear it may be the first sign of serious trouble. Big Vlad is no charity. The entire plague is just a hoax made up by Big Vlad to sell more revolver, I think. Hey, Lucky Bun, thank you so much for coming by. It's great to see you here. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about no step golem. Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything. How much? 3,000. I don't have that kind of money. I can wait for 2 days. If you don't have it by then, I'll do business with someone else. My circumstances are humble. Isidore must have left you inheritance? Jesus Christ. Didn't come here for the inheritance. I wanted to see my father. Isidore must have taught you how to hear and pick medicinal herbs. They're in bloom now, and merchants in the Broken Heart would give you a decent price for them. Can I at least look at the revolver? Whoa. It's there. It's real. It exists. Damn. Okay, well. Although, did that say I already have 400? Hang on a second. That can't be right. I have 445 in money already? Okay. Yeah, like I said, it takes us to a... Right, I need to travel to up here, where this guy is has been stabbed. Yeah, just that, like, you know, society exists in a certain shape. The material reflects the hyperreal, right? And that's an interesting thing with what's going on with the town, right? Like the way that this is my first playthrough, to be clear. I've seen H-Bomb's video. That's what's going on. But there's like the scientific aspect, and then there's the like the naturalist thing with the bull, and then there's like, and those two sides are portrayed by the two of the main characters. Should I drink more? I feel like I should drink more whenever I can. Yes, I'm gonna drink. Anyway, did that help with my exhaustion? Is my hunger going up when I drink? That sucks. Oh my god. Sure. Okay. Oh, Steph, hello! Ah, the game explicitly designed to be everything that ruins my life. Oh, no. Hey, Steph, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for hanging out. 400 coins. That can get you some bread at the bread bank for that. So we're just here? Is this it? Right, okay. And I guess, yeah, it's like there's the two sides, right? There's Dankovsky, and he allies himself with the ruling powers, and he's the scientifically minded doctor, and he's the outsider, right? And that's an accurate representation too, because the ruling class is external to society. It is an external force. And then there's the... Uh-oh. I take it this is the guy who's been stabbed. Oh god, it just says X to do surgery. Oh, fuck. Okay. Well... Let's do... Oh, well, hang on a sec. Hang on. Oh, no. Nah, that's just... Use. Okay. I have empty bottle. Will draining blood help? Is that... Okay, he has no blood. So that's... Okay. What did I take? I do not understand. Uh-oh. That seems wrong. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Wait, is that his brain? I don't want to... What have you done, you monster? I did what I was told. I cut out anything he didn't need. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Man, I know, this is fucked. Oh, no. I'm gonna die right now. I'm about to fucking die. A whole bunch. Oh, God. With the fucking tragedian right there as well? For fuck's sake. Okay. Okay, I wasn't dead. There you are, dead as a doornail. Come. Jesus Christ. Well, that was fucked. That was fucked. Alright.
Some are wise, others otherwise.
That's nothing. Let us rest on the mountain. Oh, let us rest by the river. That's the song your people sing when times are hard, isn't it? How's peace work? I assume he kicked the bucket. He meant nothing to you then? Great. Did he not say please and thank you or something? Did you know folks are murdering women in the street? Those are your men, bad grief, yours. Folks have lost their minds, I'm telling you, and Peacework's never been friends with his own head. What'd you do to him? He's dead, friend. You told me cut out anything he didn't need, so I cut it all out. Jesus Christ. Why did I do that? This is fucked. This is fucked. Removing his liver and blood and all of his organs is fine, actually. Cool, well, I'm glad. What's the plan now? Live and breathe and thieve and leave. What did you find inside Peacework? Just curious. This, your man are fond of shivs, huh? Even an incendiary bullet would be less cruel. Well, that's people for you. If you find more shivs, bring them to me. Don't give them to the kids, even if they offer bullets. Kids? Those kids have some nerve, armed to the teeth, playing at war. They've carved off a nice slice of turf while you were gone. Jesus Christ. This guy is playing like a big shot kingpin, while in actuality his gang war is with children. Hang on, will that do? If I was down in that corner, is that better? There we go, I'm not covering up his face then, at least. Oh, Jesus Christ. Lil Kane, yeah. Yeah. Love this dose of death in the afternoon. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Everyone, please remember to subscribe or cheer if you're enjoying my stream. Remember, if you have Prime, you can subscribe for free, and it still gives me money, which is great. Not that I endorse having Prime. I'm just saying if you have it, you know, do the right thing and give me money. The morally right thing and give me money. Show me. Hey, you can trade with him. Nice. Okay. Interesting. Dumb Surfer, thank you so much for subscribing with Prime. There we go. Exactly. Exactly. This guy looks like the main character of Star Wars Fallen Order. That's true. He does, actually. He really, really does. Thank you, an anonymous cheerer, for cheering 20 bits. That's very nice. Alright, well, that's what we've got. Okay. Jesus. Oh, hello. Huh. Why is that? Kin has not accepted you yet. You're Barak's son, but sharing blood isn't enough. Supposedly you're Menku by birth, but in truth you aren't. You went away to study who knows where, leaving your people behind. Old folk don't appreciate that. Will the kin accept you at all? I'm not a stepman, but I do know that among your lot, only Menkus can become butchers, wise men, or surgeons, because they know the lines. Is that what you call it? The art of understanding the world? The lines? Yes, the lines. Those ancient beliefs of dying people. Okay. That's why you and I have nothing to talk about yet. You may know how to wield a scalpel, but you don't know the lines. Jesus Christ. The lines, like in a play. I fucking get it. Right, okay. Oh, I get it. Right. Steph, you gotta stop fighting children. Steph says, I lost every fight I've had with a child, in fairness. They're wily. Don't do it. Stop fighting kids. Who are you anyway? There. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I get it. So if I can get this guy to like me... Wait, what? Am I trapped in here? No, I can just go past him, right? Okay, good. But if I can get this guy to like me, then I can sell him my organs. And then we'll be in business, baby. Oh my goodness. Kunzi, thank you so much for cheering 100 bits. Lucky Bun, thank you for subscribing. Oh my goodness. Did the clock tower just chime another... I need to find somewhere to fucking sleep. I mean, my character's exhausted, and the day just keeps ticking away too. What's that up there? This is the butcher. Can you sell your organs? Well, I mean, that would break the economy, wouldn't it? Because organs are unlimited. Interesting. Oh, hello. Look at that, it's food. Yeah, I'll take a bit of food, huh? Smoked fish? Never spoils, that sounds good. Huh. What else do I want? What if I just wipe out my... What if I just wiped out my thing, just, getting food, because my character's so hungry right now. The egg's terrible. Why is it so expensive? The kids here would sell their souls for a handful of walnuts? Well, I want to buy some walnuts, because I'm very curious about why those kids are so into them. And if all that means is that I can trade with the kids, that's, you know... Okay, hunger and thirst, that's cool. Let's do big trade. Right. And they could sell him 200? Jesus Christ. Okay. Oh, that's a bandage. I thought it was a scrap name. Okay. Gotcha. Right, let's eat fish. Wait, do I have to cook? Is this going to be another surprise mechanic that hits me? No, it's okay. It was okay to eat the fish. That wasn't a horrible trick. Good. Fantastic. My hunger's right down. I've temporarily fixed one of my many problems. Good. I love that for me. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, now what else do I have to do? Local urchins need assistance. Yeah, let's go see the local urchins. Okay. Right, so it's interesting how the whole thing is a play. And I think that's like, well, you know, society's fake. It's all just a play. You say your lines or whatever, right? You have to know the lines. That's a thing. That's a thing in this, right? It's a thing. It's a thing, get it? Get it? It's a thing. You have to know your lines, because society's like a play when you think about it. Alright, now, what's going on here? I have to be the judge in a trial, right? Alright, let's save the game here in case this trial turns into fucking bullshit. Oh man, he looks like Bad Grief, but little. You're here, good, the trial can begin. Who's the accused, kids? Shouldn't you at least present them to me? They say you're no son to old Barack. He was a doctor, he saved lives. It said you kill instead, is that true? Ah, so that's who the accused is. Answer the question, please. Are you a murderer or no? Oh, jeez. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, this sucks. I'm the accused. Killing is not necessarily murder. Aren't you cheeky? We're talking about something important here. I'm all ears. Is it right to kill? We need to know what you believe. Old Barack wasn't just a doctor to us. He was a teacher. He knew how to live. You say you're his son, so you're to take his place and answer. Is murder acceptable? Interesting. It's right to kill someone who preys on the weak and defenseless to take revenge against those who deserve it. Only in self-defense, only protect a loved one. No killing is never right. Forget that. Never forget that. Interesting. What do we think, chat? Chat, what do we think? All life's a stage. I mean, but yeah, right? Like, the point of that is that it is this intersubjective, agreement between people. Like I say, the social contract theory, not the, it's there's more to it than that, but like, that's the examination that they're going for here. And that's kind of why I wanted to say about like different governmental responses at the start of this fucking stream, because like, I don't know. Another thing I thought was interesting from the IMF report, like I said, was how they did take note of, say, Vietnam's number of cases, but they didn't note the UK, the US. There's a style of writing that implies something is like a foregone conclusion. And it's become really interesting to me recently what people take as a basic assumption versus what people treat as a foregone conclusion. Like, an assumption is one thing, and we kind of talk about that a lot of the time, but actually a different thing that looks similar is treating something as a foregone conclusion, right? So let's take this trial this trial in the game for a second, right? Self-defense, right, is treating it as a foregone conclusion that if you're in a situation where someone is trying to kill you and won't give up, you'll kill them. It isn't necessarily like an assumption. It isn't an assumption about morality. It isn't an axiom on which other statements are based. It's kind of constructing a hypothetical and then at once disregarding it. And in the same way, but much more complicated on a much larger scale, this governmental response thing we were just reading earlier constructs the hypothetical of, well, not hypothetical, the real situation of the pandemic, and then treats it as a foregone conclusion that of course the UK, the US, Canada, whatever, have a ton of cases, have a ton of deaths. It's just very peculiar. A foregone conclusion is not just another way of saying an assumed conclusion, or is the specific usage of assumption different? When I'm talking about an assumption, I'm talking about an axiom, and for those who aren't familiar with that concept, an axiom is like is like a foundational statement that you rely on, right? So like, for example, when people used to believe that atoms were indivisible, right? And that's where the name atom comes from. Atom cannot be divided. Like, they would have an axiom. They have a couple of axioms, right? Matter is made up of atoms, and atoms are the smallest thing there are. Atoms cannot be divided. And then you can make a statement: matter can be divided down to atoms and no more, right? Which is based on those two axioms. And then one way that you could challenge that statement would be to say, well, atoms can be divided because the axiom, the assumption in that statement was wrong. Anyway, hey Quill. Conversations like these remind me I don't actually know anything. Oh, Steph, you know lots. Again, you're a lot more grounded than I am. You're a lot more grounded in reality. I'm just talking about some bullshit. I'm in this mood because, like, Pathologic is like this. Pathologic has the whole thing is openly a play, and Pathologic, you know, is keen to explore what the right answers in this play are, and it likens the play to society. And, you know, that just makes me curious to have a conversation about, like, what our assumptions are and what our what our, you know, foregone conclusions are. This stream is big dummy erasure. Sam, if you want to hop on voice chat and be a big dummy to counterbalance it. Imagine not knowing anything can't be me. Pathologic really makes you think more about it than actually playing it. My favorite type of game. Aww. Genuinely don't know much, deeply uneducated. It's okay though. I got pretty good tits, so I'll do okay. That's my strategy. By playing the game, are you not already having a conversation with the developers of the game? I think that's a part of it, absolutely. Game like objective. Think about the philosophical basis of your morality. Stress out about me to go down. I'm going to do a video about the Forgotten City next year. I was going to already have done it in October, but I had some personal things that got in the way. And I think in some ways Pathologic is very similar to the Forgotten City, like in the ways that it really wants you to consider the stuff. Only I think the Forgotten City is a lot gentler about things and doesn't make you as stressed out. This stream is teaching me more about axioms than my freshman high school English class ever could. An axiom is a very simple concept, really. It is just like your basic assumptions, your first principles or whatever. All right, let's get to it. Is it right to kill? Is it right to kill? I think the framing of the question is wrong. I think that when we talk about whether it's right to perform an action and try to ask what circumstances, okay, let's just, okay, I'm gonna put it on the close-up screen again. Okay, so there's, I hope I get this right. I always fuck this one up. But there's deontology, right? And that's the most basic, one of the most basic divisions in ethical philosophy is between deontology and other philosophy. And in deontology, like Kant, right? Philosophers believe that you can find a system of rules for ethics, like a system that will tell you how to be ethical in every case. And so Kant, for example, believed in like the categorical imperative, right? So for example, like it's wrong to lie, and that's an absolute statement. And so if, you know, you are hiding Jews and Nazis came to your door, it would be wrong to lie to the Nazis because lying is wrong, right? And that's not true. and Kant was a fucking dickhead and a loser. And so I don't buy into deontology. And so is killing wrong, right? So it's like, is killing wrong? Is asking, is this action wrong? And then even the responses that they've given in the question, which are like, in these cases it's okay, are trying to find the way that the rule meets a different meets different circumstances. The action under different contexts becomes okay or whatever. And the assumption is that the action of killing is itself immoral, which I don't think that axiom has actually been proved. Like, you wouldn't want to get killed, for sure. So if you're applying, you know, like, the Christian morality, do unto others, right, then it would be wrong to kill because you wouldn't want someone to kill you. But, like, again, we're presupposing a hell of a lot, but even before this point, we're presupposing that we think we can come up with absolute... The question is coming from a child, Sophie. I'm going to time you out is the thing. That's the cool thing that's going to happen now. Anyway, So, we're presupposing a lot of stuff because, I'm sorry if that seemed harsh. That's just an asinine response. We're presupposing a hell of a lot because we're presupposing that we can find absolute rules about morality in that question. And, I'm not just trying to, like, play the game and win this scenario. I'm trying to I'm trying to engage with the text and what it's actually doing. So, anyway, I concur that Kant was an absolute loser, and I'm allowed to say it since I had to study his texts during university. Philosophy always makes me feel dumb as hell. Feels dank, man. Is timing out people always wrong? Yeah, I mean, I just, am I bi for nemesis? I'm bi in general, but I'm also bi for nemesis. We're presupposing that killing is always murder as well. Right, and, yeah, and I mean, I already gave the answer saying killing isn't always murder to them. Timing someone else is like a death of sorts to me. Is creating automatic cars wrong when public transport exists? Yes. But there we can kind of take that question in its own context, right? Where you don't have to be talking about the absolute moral nature of the action of creating cars, of creating autonomous cars, right? There are actually there's a context built into the question already. And actually, like, there's a certain type of utopianism in someone who's trying to make autonomous cars, and the same goals that same person has set out to achieve those goals would be better served through funding public transport. So, that's an example of somewhere where a question isn't presupposing that we can find moral rules for the universe. Anyway, back to killing. So killing. Killing. It's right to kill someone who preys on the weak and defenseless to take revenge against those who deserve it. What a terrible... I can't say that to a child. I'm talking to a child, after all. Did you all know I'm talking to a child? In what cases is killing not murder? I mean, for example, I in this game am a doctor, and I just made some really bad decisions in trying to do surgery on someone, and I killed them. But I didn't murder them. Anyway, back to killing God tier transition. I'm going to say killing is never right. Never forget that. No, I'm not going to say that, because then they're going to judge me on my own. But then I'll have to... Then I can just prove... Well... I'm going to say this and see what happens. But do you plan to avenge your father? Oh, interesting. So is the trial... The trial's very... Okay, what is the trial? Damn good answer. There is no exact answer that is correct to it about cause. Well, now I don't understand your reply. Everyone, if you're enjoying the stream, please remember to subscribe and cheer and give me money directly by putting in the command !tip. I've been hitting the vape pen, so I'm a little incoherent at this point, I think. But, like, I hope you're having a nice time, even if I'm not necessarily being as highly intellectual as I'd hope to be. This child's asking me if killing is wrong.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know what... Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say.
Tough question.
It's a really tough question. Why is everyone making fun of me for... Why is everyone making fun of me for thinking this is a hard question?
Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
I'll kill you, you cunt! Has everyone seen that Lemmy sketch? Anyway, it's good. It's good. Please remember to subscribe and cheer, etc. I like money. I like having it. Give me the money. Sorry, I just came in like 2 minutes ago. Sorry, I missed the beginning. What the hell is going on? Yeah, it's a pretty wild a pretty wild setup, huh? Just a normal Sophie stream, I thought. I mean, it is in some ways. Murder takes intent? No, that's not it. Look, okay. Again, you're leading into a problematic area, right? Because again, you're trying to weigh the morality of actions, and you're trying to build from there to put like context onto those actions, right? Okay. First of all, just really basic stuff. Emotions are an algorithm that tell you, a stupid ape, how to achieve the goals that your body needs in order to survive, right? So like in this game, you have a bunch of meters: exhaustion, hunger, thirst, health, immunity, right? And those are your physical needs, right? Like Maslow's hierarchy, we know this thing, right? Your basic needs, right? Your emotions are an algorithm that help you decide what to do and where to go. Like, everyone has emotions, because if you didn't, you literally just wouldn't be able to do anything. This is why lobotomies, which were developed as a technique to deal with overly emotional women, right, create people who follow any instruction they're given and can't decide anything for themselves, because they have no emotion, because it destroys the emotional lobes of the brain, right? Okay. This stream is turning into the forum, and I'm here for it. I will debate and destroy every 103 viewers, every single one of you, for being asinine to me when I'm just trying to play this stupid plague game. No, that's not what's going on. Okay. That's the button I was trying to look for. Okay. So, murder takes intent, right? So first of all, we could look at, like, abortion, right? You intend to kill the unborn baby, or the fetus, or however you want to phrase it, and no, that's not murder. I'm sighing while I'm doing this, because I'm talking about a loaded term, where people basically, when they say murder, they mean bad killing which is morally wrong, as opposed to good killing, which is morally right. But even then, like, it loops back around, and murder just becomes synonymous with killing, right? And you end up with good murder and bad murder. Like, if you killed Hitler, or if you kill the guy so you can take over the trolley and switch the switch and save the people on the blah, 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 blah. But actually, that's not how human beings work. Actually, you have a bunch of meters, and you need to keep them full all the time, right? Actually, that's how human beings work, and you have this, like, algorithm in your body based on neurochemicals that help you to decide how to achieve the things that you need, right? Hume said, reason is and ought to be the slave of the passions, right? Isn't murder is about intent in reference to the legal definition of murder? Well, if we're gonna take the law as our definition, as our arbiter of morality, then, like, I can just log the fuck off already, because that's just cursed. Intent has to do with establishing culpability for the killing, whether it falls within the realm of an unlawful taking of one's life. Okay, but check this out, right? Check this one out, right? Women tend to get longer sentences for murder than men, because more murders that are done by women are murders of their abusive partners who they need to kill, right, as an act of self-defense, but they don't do it in the moment. They have to pre-plan it because of the nature of the abusive relationship. So there is intent, there is pre-planning, and according to the system that we have in place, right, that's more wrong than the literal opposite, which is that abusive husband flying into a rage and killing his wife, because that's a crime of passion. Okay? Right, but that is still murder. Well, okay, but it's still killing. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, our creation of this idea of murder is just... It just cycles around immediately because of the nature of the conversation that we're trying to have about the morality inherent to actions. Right? But actually, we are just apes struggling with apophenia and depression, okay? And we just have this fucking algorithm that tells us how to fulfill our basic needs, and then morality is a post hoc rationalization of those feelings we feel. Okay? That's the, like, material, scientific reality of all this shit. I think if it saves your own life, it's not necessarily wrong. You're lucky time doesn't run out of dialogue? I'm not lucky, I'm exploiting that. Does that exploitation mean I am a bad player? Right? Right? This is where we run into the really big brain issue here, which is that the words good and bad barely describe anything. Okay? That's the problem when you step outside of deontological ethics, right? Good and bad are, like, really hard to like, actually figure out what the fuck they actually mean. Bad, in English, likely comes from a word, badale, which means a feminine man, or probably it was a Middle English word for trans women. Okay? So, like, and good is just, it just comes from God, right? Like, goodbye comes from God be with ye. That's why it's spelt like that. Good and bad are largely nonsense concepts if you're trying to be, like, hyper-rational about this. Anyway, you seem smarter than me. I'm 17 and want to start working, but I have to work inside my house. I am a prodigy child with ADHD. How do I sit and just work? It's simple. I know what to do. And how do I just work? Wow. Don't put so much pressure on yourself is the first thing. I'm not smarter than you. That's the second thing. But really, it should be the first thing. So let's back up. You're great. Don't worry. You're in a very stressful time of your life. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. Because in a way that I can't explain to you fully now, it will do irreparable damage to yourself for you to accept on certain burdens that external forces want to put on you at this time in your life. You need to get yourself to a place where you are maximally at peace. That's the most important thing, I think I can say. As for your ADHD, I hope you can get some meds for that or something. I heard they're good. I heard people like meds and have fun with those. I think part of the reason people cling to the idea that some people are bad and evil because then they know that they're the good ones. If no one is bad, then how will the good people know they are good? Well, that's interesting too, because I was actually just on Bad Bunny's stream the other day talking about this same concept, right? But it's not, like, yes, people like to think of themselves as good, but actually people emotionally prefer to believe in good people. It's not necessarily that they want to see themselves as good. People tend to see themselves as kind of morally neutral, right? But, like, they'd like to believe they would do good things, but, like, there are people who are more moral than them and people who are less moral than them, and that's the way that the world works, right? That's the way that everyone believes that's how everyone believes the world works, that there are good people who do good things and bad people who do bad things. And there's a really interesting concept I was on Bad Bunny's stream talking about the other day called moral injury, which explains, like, a lot of cancel culture discourse, which is that when people see someone they think is good doing something they think is bad, it hurts their view of the world, and they get really upset because good people do good things and bad people do bad things. So when a good person does a bad thing, it really fucks you up. in a very similar way, right, bad people doing good things can also fuck you up. Like, it makes you suspicious, it makes you upset, you know, you often want to, like, find a way to pick a hole in the good thing they've done, right? Like, Bill Gates is actually a shitty guy. Like, he harasses his employees, he published a manifesto that's, like, promoting green neo-imperialism. He sucks, actually, and he's a bit of a creep, and also he's a billionaire, and being a billionaire is a morally indefensible thing. So he's bad. And then when I try and talk to people about that, they bring up all the charity work that he does and all the donations he's made. And then I want, and this is just my feelings, this is the thing, this is just my feelings, I want to say that those things are bad. But they're not. They're not. It's not bad to do that stuff. There are bad aspects that you could point to. For example, his obsession with eradicating polio has actually done damage to the health of Africa from, like, an epidemiological standpoint, because getting diseases down to, like, the minimal levels is, like, very manageable, and you could take the money and then go and do that to lots of diseases. But trying to pursue completely eradicating one disease actually wastes a lot of money, because it's a lot harder. It's like an exponential curve kind of thing, right? It's really easy to do this much, but, like, this last tiny little bit is really hard and takes way more work, for example. But in a more general sense, like, he's done loads of good stuff, but then also he's, you know, done bad stuff. And it's like, I'm using good and bad here after having just said that they're nonsense, but, you know, he's killed a bunch of people by personally insisting that the Oxford coronavirus vaccine be patented. By insisting that personally, he's gotten tons and tons and tons of people killed, and is to some degree personally responsible for you still being under coronavirus restrictions right now, right? That doesn't mean he's that doesn't mean he's incapable of doing good things. How did he harass his employees? I never heard of that. He asked them out on dates, which you shouldn't do when you're the boss of the company and also one of the richest men in the world. He sent them just, like, these creepy emails. It's like, hey, it's me, Bill Gates. That's my Bill Gates voice. Hey, it's me, Bill Gates. Do you want to go on a little Bill date with me? Anyway. Should we carry on with the game? Should we carry on with the game? Also, everyone give me money. Because good and bad are nonsense concepts, but cringe and based are very, very concrete concepts. And it's cringe to not give Sophie money. And it's based to give Sophie money. More and more people are saying this. There we go. Thank you, Kunzi14. Okay, back to this. Do you plan to avenge your father? I mean, yeah. Good. Now we know the kind of man you are. Here ends the trial. You're free to go. That's pretty funny. Raya Quaza, thank you so much for cheering 20 bits. And Marxist Servine, thank you for subscribing at tier 1. Metalinguagem. Metalinguagem. That's my final attempt. Thank you for subscribing. That's very nice of you. So you know me, huh? That was quick. Guess I should talk to you if I'm ever confused. I guess I should. This kid's cleared up a lot of stuff for me. Yeah.
No time for rattling.
So revenge is bad too? Life finds its own way of punishing the wicked? That's not true. There's so much wrong with that statement. Showed up just as Sophie told me to give her money, and I always do as I'm told. Oh, thank you, Curthley. That's very nice of you. Notkin's one smart little child. True, definitely. What's the donate command? It's exclamation point tip. Astrobiologist, thank you for tipping £3. Finally, I am becoming based. Detroit become based. That's what's going on here. I don't believe that. Revenge is inevitable. I'm already plotting mine. I'm not doing that. Do as I say, not as I do. I mean, I guess I'll say that, but that's not a summation of what I believe. Is that so? This changes things. How come? You say murder is bad, but it's easy for you to say. You've gave Wolfling a bone, never fed Duke, never met Leaker. I'd like to see if you'd change your tune when you actually encountered the traitor. I bet my soul you'd lose it and snap his neck. You really ought to take better care of that soul. It's fine. I have a half on top of it after all. You have a what? We each have a half besides our own soul. See this grey cat here chasing his own tail? That's Jester. We're always together. I see. So the pet is like the third half of your soul. Kuno don't give a fuck about Rousseau. Kuno don't give a fuck about Rousseau. Kuno can violate whatever social contract Kuno wants. Hang on, then there's the Kuno S side. So what would Kuno S be saying? No, Kuno, watch out. Them pigs are gonna force you to be free. Back to business, though. Why did you mention revenge at all? Here's the deal. You're so full of the milk of human kindness. Go and meet Leaker for yourself. And if you truly honestly believe a lying, cheating lowlife like him deserves to go free, let him go free. But if you figure he needs to be taught a lesson, give him this leash. It'll bring him back here guaranteed. Interesting. Is this like a black mark of sorts? No, it's a leash. He'll know what it means. You won't. Alright, I'll take it. We have a deal. Murky says it's by the Gumstone. Who's Murky? Girl in the corner. She was the one who told us you're a killer. So what's the stone you were talking about? The Gumstone. Stepwood from the basket. Aren't you supposed to know all this? Or do stepfolk have different names for everything? I know the place. Aw, thank you, Lucky Bun. My family is from Liverpool, so I enjoy doing the Kuno voice. It's good. I really like that you can hear animal noises, but you don't see any in the room.
Is smaller than a man's.
Yeah, for sure.
But the heart is so much greater.
Oh, this kid fucking sucks. I hate this fucking kid. Thank you for actually coming. You're so brave. Look, we all made a gift for you to welcome you here. See, it's bread. Please don't frown. It's all we can spare. We need to eat too. There's lots of mouths to feed here. Why are you doing this? Sorry it's so stale, and drink the milk fast, because it'll go bad soon. But the water is fresh from a ravine. So you kids are all hungry too? We're on our own after all. Alright, thanks for the gift, kids! I don't give a fuck. Damn it. Well, now I'm at the top of the room. Hooray for me. Wait a minute. Oh, there's a bit more going on here, isn't there? Yeah, that's all a bit... Okay, interesting. Can you talk to her? No, I don't think so. Alright, let's talk to him.
You'll have to stitch my belly back together.
Knives, scissors, blades, razor, anything sharp. If you've got a sharp axe, I'm interested. How about a sharp wit? It can cut deeper than a knife. Oh, God. Let's go with the cringe option, just to be Joker. Sophie, no? No, I'm taking the stuff. I don't give a fuck. I don't fucking care. It's a video game. What would you give me for sharp objects? Lock-picking shivs. If you're handy with locks, you can open 3 or 4 doors with one. Brand new. And needles. Good for smaller locks like locker locks. You trade needles for knives. Strange. So you aren't local. We aren't allowed raises. If they catch us, we'll be grounded for a year. Might even get spanked. Nice try with the bullshit, but I'm not buying it. Raises aren't the only forbidden sharp object. So where do you get all those pins? Did you break into a tailor shop? Train full of needles derailed outside my window. Happy now? Why do you care? We barter because we don't need pins anymore. We've outgrown them. It's just supply and demand. It's just the free market. When you think about it, Artemi Barak is the pathologic Joker. It's true. Alright. Bullets, though. Bullets. Do I want bullets? I want morphine. Tell you that. I can't do the deal. It's only bartering. That's really irritating. Money is no good to kids, I guess. Alright. Right. Let's get out of here. Fuck, now I'm downloading Disco Elysium again. Disco Elysium's really fucking good. Right. Can't go out this way, can I? Someone is selling a revolver over here, 3,000. He won't wait forever, though. Sol and Halves want to punish the culprit who poisoned their dogs, but I don't want them to do something they'll regret for the rest of their lives. And the one over here is... Laraville lives by the river in a house called The Shelter. We used to be friends when we were kids. Hopefully, she will at least let me sleep at her place. Right. So I'll do this one first, and I'll go see Lara, and hopefully she'll let me sleep at her place. So that's good. Right. Okay. Check my Discord. Okay. I'm doing it. It's happening. This place is so spooky. They've just done such a good job with making a really, really spooky little world. Wait, what am I not seeing? Not from me, from where in hell? Oh, shit! Yeah, I'll hang out with Sam. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's hang out with Sam. That could be fun. Probably go for another hour. Hang out with Sam for a bit. Oh, now it's really loud. Where's my Discord? There it is. Yo. Actually, I'm going to do a 5-minute break because I just realized I need to pee. I'm going to message Sam and sort this out so that we can do that when I get back from peeing. So that's the plan, kids. That's the plan. Let's have some more of this music on. Cool. Okay. 5 minutes. Because I'm just gonna go pee. No disrespect, but seeing you stand around while time is passing has me sweating. Okay, well I've paused now, so it's okay. But okay, cool. Noted, thank you for the tip. 5 minutes.
With YouTube Premium, your video doesn't stop when your phone screen locks. Keep your audio going with background play. Try it on us.
Looking for royalty-free music? Discover Epidemic Sound. Get the safest music subscription for content creators with over 35,000 tracks and 90,000 sound effects. Start your 30-day free trial today.
Hello? Hey, what's up?
I just had to change it so that they can hear me. One sec.
Oh.
Yep, okay, now they can hear both of us. Great. Hello!
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Let me end the break here. Everyone can hear us chatting, but I'm still on my intermission screen.
Oh, gotcha.
What is this? Oh, I've got some fucking ad for something. Some kind of vape thing. Right. Okay, we're back. Right.
No, let's talk about that vape thing.
It said infinity liquid. I don't know what that is, but I think...
Infinite liquid?
It's impressive that science has already found a way to generate infinite liquid. I didn't know they were even working on that, so,
Yeah.
genuinely
The fact
impressive.
The fact that it's just going to vape juice, too, is...
Well, Big Vape won the bid.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. Yeah, it's just going to be for vaping.
This is very random. This is a thing that I'd heard from a friend of mine who lived in the UK for a bit, was that apparently it's like a thing where like it's like a thing for like middle-aged guys to like brew their own vape juice in their like garages. Which is the most foul thing I can imagine.
Well, do you have guys brewing their own IPAs in Canada?
Yeah.
Right. I think that's a dude's rock thing worldwide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like dudes want beer, but the beer that you can make is IPAs, the one that requires the fewest hops. I have not heard before of dudes making their own vape juice. That is truly foul.
Like from what my friend said was that like it was like it like the British equivalent of like brewing your own beer was brewing your own vape juice.
Well, okay, that's definitely not true, because our equivalent of brewing your own beer is definitely brewing your own beer. We definitely have IPA dads. It's a thing for sure. I think IPA dads are a really interesting phenomenon cross-culturally, because like guys. I just realized something. I should actually stream. I'm going to stream the game to you,
yes.
And then you can also see what I'm doing. That's a smart move.
We're watching it like just on the
right.
the like
You
stream,
shouldn't
but
have to see it on a delay like that.
Also, speaking of Marina is
Speaking of we,
here.
Yeah.
Speaking
sorry,
of we,
I'm just being
Marina is
creep.
squirt we.
I'm a believer in two fluid theory. So
What's too fluid?
some squirt.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But no.
Okay.
What's that thing where it's like epoxy glue, where it's like you have like you mix the two things together,
A pot
and then
A and a pot B. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
It
and with
becomes-
that,
it
it's
becomes
typically
squirt,
one
doesn't it?
golden mixture and one clear one. So there you go.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's even more true. Right. Who's this little dog mask kid?
worst is yet
Oh hell yeah!
come.
I very much want to play this game, but I'm the fool who has a Mac, because my
Oh
friend
my
works
God,
at the Mac store and
no.
he got me a discount on it, but it still I wish I didn't have it.
Joe says, I feel like cider is more of a thing here. I think rurally cider is more of a thing, and I think the metropolitan dads are definitely making IPAs. Boggle says, I don't know, I've definitely thought about making special vape juice. Isn't to some degree making vape juice just like deciding to vape a liquid? Because can't you really just kind of vape anything to some degree? Not anything.
I have a friend who has kind of done that, where like I think it's like you have to use a certain thing that makes it so that whatever you put in the vape juice gets absorbed.
Right. Okay.
Like he just did like a little bit of like he like somehow like extracted THC from weed and then put it into like some, I'm not sure what chemical he used, but like some relatively safe chemical that like
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I mean, my vape's a dry vape anyway, so I just don't even know. I'm not even... Not even... Someone says, please do not vape ammonia. I had a tweet a while ago that was just like mixing together the ingredients of chlorine gas in the bathroom, taking out this entire shitty house party. Ever since I tweeted that, I think about it whenever I'm at parties. I'm just like, take out this entire shitty party.
I have a friend who he's like very. I don't know if you've ever seen or heard of Apocalypse Poo.
No, I've not heard
It was
of
like
that.
it was like a pre-internet viral video that people would like pass around on like VHS tapes. He was like a weird art guy like when he was younger, and now he's like still like weird and like really cool and stuff, but is also like you know, in his 50s and looks like, you know, just the most like a just middle-aged dad. And so he's talked about how like a bit that he used to do when he was young was like take a shower at a house party. And he's just like, now if I do that, people are really worried about my, like, if I have Alzheimer's.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Someone in chat was asking if I have a Discord. Sam and Marina are in my my friends' Discord. It's just for my pals who are friends with me, who are pals, who are bros, who are dudes.
And sometimes guys.
Yeah, sometimes there are guys. Sometimes.
Yeah.
We vet them to see if they're allowed.
For sure. Yeah.
But I do have a Patreon Discord where people hang out. So if folks are interested, my Patreon is patreon.com/Sophie from Mars. And it's kind of the center of all the stuff that I do, and $5 plus patrons can join my Patreon Discord. But that's not like who's calling in now. Like I don't want to just be totally clear. You can't go give me $5 and then get in this voice call. This is a friends thing. What's going on with this dog kid? Solon has the real punks and Notkin is the worst. And punks deserve to suffer, right? I don't know if I... Do they?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
This kid's got an attitude problem. But you can't hurt them. They just wipe the blood away and keep going. So you need to hit them where it does hurt, right in the heart, make them see how it feels. Hit them where it hurts, huh? I think they were right. This world doesn't need people like you. Am I going to end up killing this kid? I really hope not. The leash has been likened to the black spot, and I feel like if I give the kid the leash, he's gonna die. I don't know. I'm worried. I'm quite worried.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, I'm imagining like Paul Joseph Watson saying like, "Soul and halves are the real punk rock."
Artemi Borak thinks that he's the punk rocker of the steppe, but the soul and a halves are the real new punk rock. Leftists just wipe away the blood and keep going. I think I'm gonna tell him to hold the leash. Let's see what happens. I gave him the leash. Well, okay. He didn't explode or anything, so...
Okay.
You know, that's chill.
That's good.
That's chill for now.
I'm glad he didn't explode.
I'm sure that I will soon get to a place where I see his dead body or something. Just something just dreadful. But, the dog killer is the doghead who saw me at dawn. He could testify to my alibi. But I gave Notkin my word. The murderer will be... Wait, did I? When did I do that? Oh my god. This game is...
Making strange agreements.
Yeah.
Small gangs of children.
This game is really insistent that I gave my word here. And no. I remember having a philosophical debate with a child about murder. I don't think I gave anyone my word for anything. You have murdered the child, but you don't have to watch it happen. Oh, well, that's okay then. That's good.
Yeah.
Honestly, that might be the best outcome.
Yeah. I was just saying to Marina while we were watching the like murder debate, how like games like this or like Disco Elysium is also really good, or I guess like Fallout New Vegas and stuff, where it's like it's such a like much better way of doing morality when it's like no matter what you do, you're going to do something that morally compromises you. It's just choosing which like compromise you make is such a better way of like getting at someone's beliefs. Yeah,
I made a point in my Disco Elysium video where I said like to some degree like Fallout New, to some degree you could say, I'm saying it like this right now because a commenter immediately like said, how could you say that? And I'm like, I said I gave all these qualifiers in the video. But anyway, in the video I said to some degree you could say that Fallout New Vegas isn't really about anything, because if you choose to be a genocidal hyper-fascist, then the game doesn't have anything to say about that.
Right.
Like, the game will allow you to go and engage with the aesthetics and societal model of genocidal hyper-fascism if you want to.
And in fact, like, accommodate it.
Yeah, that's exactly. It goes to great lengths to accommodate it. And so, like, if you are a fascist, the game isn't going to tell you anything different. But if you're a fascist and you try and play Disco Elysium, you are going to get read for filth.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that
that the
video
kid?
because I hadn't finished the game when it came out.
Cats away, the mice will play.
Oh, that's creepy. Okay, hang on. Didn't hurt you. Okay, so they didn't hurt you after all. What is that? Is this just a different kid?
What?
What is going on? Okay. I don't understand with this kid. This is just bad vibes all around, honestly.
How do I get my
don't
leg
like it.
mended?
Let's talk to Notkin a bit more. Jester thinks you're a decent sort, and he's not the only one. So behold, we solemnly grant you this leash. It means you're always welcome here, and that you may even get your own half one day. Not everyone does. What did you do to the boy? We didn't kill him, as you can see. So instead he took a trip underground, deep. You mean 6 feet deep, don't you? Deeper than that. Digging wells is forbidden in the town, so stop trying to fool me. Why did everyone talks in fucking riddles in this game? It's so much. Those are all wise tales. Where is it? Where's the pit? What does that mean, Artemi? Where is the pit? Okay.
It's so unhelpful that your guy is like so hyper literal too, while
Yeah.
everyone's talking in riddles. Like,
Yeah.
literally, they don't mean literally put them in a hole.
Okay, I won't make you snitch. I'll find the culprit myself. I'll just say that. Fine. Right. Well, I have a leash now, I guess. I'm gonna trade with this little girl. What does she have? Cloth mask? Well, that could be useful. I don't know if there's a mask mandate later in the game. Oh, she doesn't want anything I have anyway, so there's actually no point.
There's a crow in the oak saying croak and croak and croak.
Okay. Well, thank you for that wisdom. Go away, sir. Everything. No one saw me, but I did. But what did you see? Okay. Everything. Did you see me get off the train? What is there about you to love? Nothing, so I don't. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's the thing. Kids are so honest, you know? Like, if they don't like you, they will just say, what is there about you to love? Nothing, so I don't.
It's good. It's the good stuff. It's good. Okay. The important thing is, you saw me arrive at dawn, right? I don't need you. Nuh-uh. Things were great without you. Great. Okay. What the hell? Maybe we'll become friends. What the fuck? Hang on, excuse me now? Artemi, what do you mean by that? Mr. Barack, who are you here to meet today? Don't go anywhere. I'll just say that. I feel very unsettled by what just happened.
Yeah.
By a dialogue option I was just provided. That's like a thing in Disco Elysium. Have you played Disco Elysium now?
Yeah.
Right. It's like the dialogue options that pop up in Disco Elysium, like, themselves are, like, telling of Harry's character. It's really interesting. Mm-hmm. And like, alright, I guess I'm just going all the way over town now. I hope I don't get attacked by anyone on the way there. We'll see. Yeah, like, even if you don't choose to say it, the fact that Harry has, like, the intrusive thought, I did not rape her, when they're talking about the rape survivor, who I guess turns out to not actually have been one. When they're talking about her, like, Harry has that intrusive thought because he like is so relentlessly self-punishing that he thinks, shit, maybe I did do something bad. And then it's like that dialogue option pops up, and it's like, it's one of the most interesting things that I've seen a game intentionally do with a dialogue option. Like, I don't have the trust for Pathologic right here. Like, I have not played... I don't know if that dialogue option there, just now, was trying to tell me something about Artemi Burak's character, in the same way that I do know that...
Right.
Like, I do know that... Oh, shit. I do know that Disco Elysium was trying to tell me something about Harry Dubois' character. Do I just have to cross state lines here to get away? Or oh, he's still coming. Oh, he's still coming. Oof. Jesus. Okay.
Why are you being chased?
So they all think I'm a murderer, which, like, I did kill people. So, you know, there's that.
Yeah.
Like,
A little murder. Oh,
no, stop
no.
hitting me. No, you fuck. Jeez. They all think I'm a murderer because when I got off the train into town, I was ambushed by like 5 guys, and I killed 3 of them in self-defense, and 2 of them got away and told everybody.
Oh, well, snitches get stitches, so let's find these other 2.
Well, so far I just get stitches. So far it's just me who is the one. Oh, for fuck's sake, stop it. Leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
Maybe the woman with really large breasts will help you.
Yeah, the woman with painted on clothes, yeah. Yeah, she's great. She's a real ally in all of this. Trust too low to trade. I can't trade anything with her. I think so, Marina. I think that I think she was naked in the earlier version. I don't know if it's a setting that I've changed and forgotten about it, or if they just patched it in general. But she definitely did just used to walk around naked. She's like one of the pagan Eastern European steppe witches. So naturally, she's just, you know, walking around with her tits out all the time, which, you know, is goals. It's good. I feel like I've neglected chat a little bit just now, and I will... Why can I hear this growling? Is that something in my head? Is that a literal thing? Hang on a second. No, hang on. Maybe I'm misremembering, and actually... No, this is the woman who's just naked. Okay. There we go. Now I found the woman who's just actually just naked. Stand still, Yagachin. Can you hear it? Means a butcher. What makes you think I am one? Some sort of grumbling or groaning? I do. Come closer, stand in front of me, and wait. Wait for what? The earth is breathing. Listen to it. Stand still and listen. The earth, our mother Bodo, is in pain. Sobalon, Yadaral. Reveal her vein, and she will reward you, embrace you, return your mother's embrace. I'm listening. Okay, I'm gonna come and listen, but I hope... Oh my god. I could hear, like, footsteps, and I was like, am I gonna get attacked by another guy? And then this little kid ran in front of me, and it was like a fucking jump scare. Master says you're doing well. He said, with each hour, fewer and fewer people think he's the murderer. He said, tell him that I want to talk. Let him come to the lump right away. Yeah, who is your master? Big Vlad. Ah. Olgimpsky. What does he want with me? If he's summoning you, you must go. No dawdling, he says. Okay. I'll come when I can. I think I'm hearing more stuff now. Oh, there's a worm guy.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love the worm guys. They're my favorite guys. I'm just gonna go look at him for a second. Travel by boat? Oh, I didn't know I could do that.
Oh, that's sick.
Huh. Oh, shit. Wait, what? When did this brat pour blood?
Ooh.
Why does it say exhaust? Oh, wait, can I sleep? No, that can't be it. What do I have to do? Watch the herbs grow. Listen to them sing. You'll find them by the song, by the sound. Mother Botter reveals herself to the generous. Come back tomorrow. Feed her more blood. Reap more herbs. Interesting.
So you give the tree blood sacrifice.
Oh,
and
it's
gives
exhausted. The ground is exhausted right now, but it will grow herbs that I can collect tomorrow. That makes sense. Right. Let me go to this house. Yes, doing that. Cool. And then pause, and then, yeah, catch up on chat that I've been neglecting. Okay, perfect. Did you just feed the tree your blood? No, I took blood from a different guy. It's okay. It was one of my... The blood was from one of my patients. He's dead now. It's fine. The leftist owl says, I loved your recent video. Never really cared for Resident Evil, but I loved hearing you talk about it with such vigor. Thank you. I still have to write like 30 more pages about Resident Evil before I'm done, but I appreciate it. I don't know why I set myself this absurd task, but I am at least entering the most fun phase now, because I've nearly finished my game design script, which is a lot of fun in its own in its own right, but like it's also very technical and dry. And I'm about to start writing the politics script, which is going to be just raw chaos, because
hell yeah,
Resident Evil's politics is fucking absurd.
I say this as, like, I feel like I've carved out the niche of, like, I watch horrible things and then talk about them for my videos, and that what you're doing sounds like a nightmare to me. Okay,
let me give you a couple of examples. I'll go on close-up screen and we'll just chat for a second. With the creepy backing music of Pathologic. Okay, so there's a show, which is a Netflix animated show that Resident Evil did, or Capcom, sponsored by AMD or something, did on Netflix. And it's called Resident Evil Infinite Darkness. And it's about American imperialism in the Middle East. Like, that is what it's about, like, completely. It's about a fictional country called Panamstan, which is a stand-in for Afghanistan, and literally the whole show revolves around figuring out what happened with these soldiers who are increasingly obviously the villains of the story, and war crimes that they did in Panamstan. And it's called Infinite Darkness, and the show is like, this isn't political. The show is like, okay, but I don't mean this in a political way. I'm not being political here when I say this.
Right, of course. It's some apolitical war crimes. I play Call of Duty.
It is about American imperialism, and it's called Infinite Darkness. and it's just like, no politics.
Yeah. I'm sure you've seen the Jacob Geller video about Call of Duty.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of his videos.
And
that one. Exactly.
Does a great job of, like, it's pretty, brutal at certain parts, but, like, it just going through how, like, Call of Duty insists that they're apolitical, even though,
Right. Nice. Yeah, I remember that stuff. It's really weird because, like, and I'll be getting into this a lot more in the video, but basically, like, they chose to make the show be in the gap between Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 5, which is probably one of the worst possible gaps you could pick to do a show in, because, like, no one cares. No one wants that. Resident Evil 5 and 6 were garbage. Everyone hated them. Rightly so. They were just really bad. And so filling in the gap that makes Resident Evil 5 and 6 more concretely part of the franchise is just such a, like, galaxy-brained move. Like, I'm so fascinated by why they would choose to do that. By why they would choose to do that. It's just fascinating to me. That's awesome. I kind of just got nothing. Like, they just released a new movie and it's called Welcome to Raccoon City, and it's kind of like, that movie is like Resident Evil's 1 and 2, which makes sense because those are, like, two of the all-time most popular Resident Evil games ever.
Right.
And it makes sense that you would do the movie there because that's what people are most likely to show up for and be interested in. And doing a show that's set between 4 and 5 shows that someone, somewhere in Capcom, was like, this is the story that matters. They weren't doing it on a cash basis. They were like, this matters. And I am just so fascinated by that.
No, that's amazing, yeah.
Because at the same time, they were saying, right, because 1, 2, 3 has a very solid arc. It's just like, what's going on in Raccoon City leading up to the destruction of Raccoon City. It's like, here's this evil corporation, their bioweapons get out, the city is nuked to cover it up. There's the trilogy. Pretty good trilogy. Mm-hmm. 4 does this whole James Bondy thing with rescuing the president's daughter from the cult, and is like so out of left field, but it's establishing a new thing. And then 5 starts to go absolutely fucking ham on the world politics with fucking Chris Redfield being like CIA interventionist in Africa. And then 6 is full like Foucault's Boomerang. Like 6 begins with the White House being taken out by a zombie virus. Oh, not the White House, but the president being taken out by a zombie virus. Like there is a lot of politics going on there, and and specifically the time between 4 and 5 is the most kind of crucial to like understanding that like it's not just a wacky anthology series where they go to different places and do like, this is what Eastern Europe is like. This is Spain. This is Africa. Whoa, those wacky tribal natives. It like understanding what they're doing there is about understanding that they were actually had a straight-faced, serious take they were trying to offer about world politics. And so at the same time, like doing all this and then going, it's not political.
Yeah. Ugh. Yeah, that's so wild. I mean, I don't know. It's such a, like, I'm running into that sort of thing for the thing I'm working on right now. I think I might have told you about it. I'm working on this video about the Christmas, the Mel Gibson Christmas movie Fat Man, in which, among other things that happens, Santa's fallen on hard times and has to make money by selling weapons to the U.S., or like making weapons for the U.S. military. But because it's a pretty conservative movie, they can't articulate any reason why that's a bad thing for Santa to do.
Oh my god.
And so literally, like, I've been like, I've watched it I think like 3 or 4 times now, and I've like been trying to find what about this is bad, because literally nothing, like, it's very clearly in the text shown to be a bad thing to have happened,
right?
But there's literally nothing
in terms of like character repercussions or whatever, like,
or like repercussions, or like just like, yeah, like anything that happens in it, nothing about it is actually bad.
Right. Yeah, right, exactly.
There's just like a sad scene where the elves are making weapons, and then like, it's so weird.
Like akin to like nobody cares for the trees anymore. The you know, Saruman has a mind for metal and gears or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The elves are having to make a bad thing that's bad. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, it is just fascinating to look at this kind of stuff, like, especially when you have like, I think one thing that's really interesting in Marxist analysis is like the idea that like you know, everything contains internal contradictions, because like it makes you feel a little bit indestructible in this kind of analysis where you're like, it's okay for me to point out these contradictions because it like, exposes the nature of the thing, but I know that if someone comes at me and tries to point out like hypocrisy or contradictions in what I'm doing, I'm like, no, I'm chill with there being contradictions.
Yeah.
It's like, I you have no power here.
yeah. It's like, Marshall Berman's really good for that. But yeah, I remember like when I like read that in university, I was like, oh, I can literally do anything, because yeah, it's literally just like, you know, sort of contradictions. This is both good and bad, or it's both of these things, and that's the point.
Yeah. All right, let's get back in this game. I think I've caught up on chat. I think I've caught up on the main chat stuff. Oh wait, there was one other thing I wanted to say, which was somebody said, just popping back. Well, what did they say? Briefly popping back in during the food break of my Call of Cthulhu game. Cool, congrats, very based, very pog, love tabletops. As far as I know, the dialogue options are meant to be insights into Barak's underlying character, insofar as they're all things that he might say. Cool, good to know that he's a pedophile. Wonderful, I love that. Thanks. Thank you for clarifying. Fantastic. Back to the game. Great, I love that. I love video games.
Yeah. I love art.
Isn't art just so good?
Yeah.
What's happening here?
My lips are cracked.
How long has it been? 7 years? Less. It's been 5 years since I left. I thought it was 6. 7 maybe. You were always better with numbers. You've changed, Lara. Grown. Your eyes look so... I don't want to do that option just because... I just feel like I'm getting into hot water already. 7 maybe. Feels like 10. Why are you giving me that look? You smell like blood. Everyone does. Trust me, I'm a surgeon. Fucking Hannibal Lecter here. Okay, let's say...
Jesus.
That's nothing, because I think that you could interpret that as a line delivery that's just, like, really awkwardly trying to deny that you did kill someone earlier.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, that's... nothing.
Yeah.
We share the same pain now. Siblings and suffering. That's why you've come to see me, isn't it? What are you talking about? We dearly loved our fathers, now they've both gone. Yours killed this morning, mine this past spring, after the battle at the fords. Many terrible things happened while you were away. I'm sorry, I didn't know your father well, but I always respected him. He must have been killed in action then. Yes, he was killed. Do you know anything about it? I'm going to say the first one, because I don't want to just be, like, interrogating her. Artemi is really bad at lying, but really good at sarcasm. That's interesting. Someone's in chat saying that. Forget it. I don't want to talk about it. Why are you back? Father sent me a letter 2 weeks ago now, a disturbing letter where he wrote about his involvement in something dangerous. I think I have to figure that out still. Will you help me, Lara? Are we still friends? Or... I'm going to say the first one. And what will you do now? Find the killer, of course. Well, I think he probably... I mean... This is just from watching the H-Bone Guy video, but, like, he probably died of the plague, so I'm gonna shy off from, like, finding the killer.
Right.
Oh, wait, no, oh, it might be something else. I don't remember that whole video. It was 2 hours long.
Yeah. I think it was something else. I've watched,
so.
like, yeah.
I'll find the killer, of course. I'll do it. You're staying. Eat something, then get some sleep. When you wake up, we'll figure out the rest. How's that? Great. That sounds fucking awesome. I'm glad I came here as the last thing I did today, because, like, this is good.
Yeah.
Love to be able to
huge.
sleep. That's awesome. Okay. Good. Big change there. Okay.
I've watched like a playthrough or like of part of this game. Did the thing happen where like isn't it that like when you die you like lose like some of your like bars or something?
Some of my bars?
Yeah, like your stamina bar will just be like smaller afterwards.
Oh really? That's fucked. I didn't know that.
And it like you can't save scum. It like overwrites your past save files.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. That's fucking horrific.
I don't want to spoil it. Like one of the things that like gets like taken away, hard locks you out of one of the endings.
Oh fuck. Okay, well I better not die then. Jesus Christ. Okay, well I can't go in any of the doors. So what am I doing? That's leave.
Maybe there's a couch over there?
No, that's the door as well. Damn it. Yeah, maybe I do just sleep on the couch. Maybe that's what she was suggesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just while she's like standing over you.
Well, yeah, that's just a caring feminine presence. Every dude just needs a woman coldly watching him while he sleeps on the couch. Oh, it is the couch. Okay. I would like to sleep for the maximum time a human being can sleep. 6 hours. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. The normal amount of time. Yeah, to cap maximum at. Great. Oh, no good. Oh, great. Okay. Love this. I like the visual effect they're doing on it to make it kind of seem more dreamlike. That's good. What's up? My name was Jacob Sturck. Worked in shipping. 2 marriages, both happy, brought up a daughter. Friends woke me up in the night. They were getting a posse together to catch old Kane's killer. We ambushed him at the station. That's where I was killed. With my own knife, no less. I'm sorry. Let's just be real about this. Like, I did kill you, and that sucks. I was called Kirik. It was my idea to catch the killer at the murderer at the station. So we lay in ambush. The train came, a man got off. Get him, boys, I cried. That was stupid of me. The killer would be getting on, not off. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. You are kind of a dumbass, huh? Take it as a lesson, fool. This world is not... I'm gonna... No, I'm gonna say sorry. I'm gonna say sorry to him as well, because I did kill him. It sucks to kill people.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna become the sorry cop with all this apologizing. Didn't rightly know what I was doing there. Figure I just went along with the herd. Damn. That's messed up.
That sucks.
Sorry, dude. I just gotta say sorry to all my dudes. That's what this game's about. Apologizing.
Yeah.
This game is about apologizing for being a cis white male. And in that regard, is a fantastic game. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your little chats? They don't blame you, as you saw. I suppose they haven't quite come to terms with their fates yet. Or perhaps they have. Death does that to people. If I could only fix it, or serves them right, I won't cry. I love if I, like, apologized to all of these guys, and then went up the stairs and I was like, fuck them. If I could only fix it. I'll tell you a story. Once there was a man who wanted to fix everything. He begged on bended knee for a chance to turn back time, and when he got it, his history repeated itself. Good job, we told him. That's your fate. He asked us once more. Right, so that's me, because I did literally... That's how the game begins, is you getting another chance at this. Andy from Ohio says, thank you for streaming today, Sophie. I'm about to head out of chat. Have a great rest of the stream, everyone. Thank you for hanging out, Andy. It's been great to have you around. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And everybody, please... White Noise just hosted. That's nice. Everyone, if you're enjoying the stream, please remember to subscribe or cheer or donate directly by doing command tip in chat. Because, you know, it gives me money, which I spend on takeaways and silly little dresses and drugs. It's really good.
As you should.
We let him try once more, but with a catch. He who denies his fate will be punished. He'll keep living as a cripple, lame, wounded. See where I'm going with this? I do not.
Oh, that's what they're talking about, is that they make you worse every time you die.
Gotcha, okay. Did he try again then? I don't remember and I don't care, even if he did. There probably wasn't a happy ending. You can't fight fate, Barack. It's immutable. I'll still try. Yeah, and so this is kind of what I was... Oh no! Oh no, it's my boys. The boys are back in town.
Oh boy.
The boys are back in town. Da 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 da. Okay. Right. How do I change this situation then? Can I just say... No, let's just talk. No, let's just talk. Just talk. Can we just talk? Oh god, they just drop real easy, huh? Oh fuck. Oh no. Shit, man, that sucks. You're a man of fate, Barack. What? What? I just walked up to them and they started hitting me. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's
Oh my god.
That's not legit.
What this bird just basically did was like punch really close to my face and stop just really close to my face and then go, "You flinched, you fucking pussy."
Yeah.
Okay, but what's my fate? Told you already, Barack, it's not pretty. You will spill blood. Just let it go, Ripper. Don't be so bullheaded. Just because you have a hammer doesn't mean every problem's a nail. Interesting. If I have a hammer, then you might be in trouble, beakhead. Nothing wrong with my head. My brain's functioning just fine. I'm not a Ripper. And then it just cuts to the 3 dead bodies on the floor. That's good. That's very good. I don't know. That's all pretty interesting.
Words without
Oh,
deeds
shit. Hello.
fill a garden with naught but weeds.
Yeah, well, weeds are okay. You've remembered our old friendship. Dream I had. Twire is indeed in full bloom. I see. So, okay. The steppe weed or herb twire just makes everyone trip balls for the entire season that it's in bloom. So you remember?
You don't have much to steal is a huge dick move to say.
I know, I'm not gonna say that. Right. Something's fumbling around. I hear it. What if it's the thing that killed Isidore? What if the soil spit out a Shabnak after all? I'll look around. It's chill. Don't worry about it. It's chill. It's fine. It's good. Oh, hello. This door's open now.
Okay.
Oh, shit, it's her. It's the changeling.
There's a lot of me. Not so much of you.
Oh, classic. Love that. Any idea how she keeps bread? The shelves are empty. Who are you? A close friend or a bitter enemy? Your choice, really. So, friends? That's how I'm going to introduce myself from now on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a great opening line.
Yeah.
It's like someone you'd really like to be friends with and someone you'd fucking hate to be an enemy. What do you want? And then I just give them my crazy eye. What do you want? Do you believe in divination, Barack? Of course. Can you see my future? I can. Go ahead then. You'll spill a ton of blood, Barack. Tremendous amounts. A river of blood. Family blood. Beloved blood. You will drown this town in blood, and soon, unless you trust me. Whew. Okay. Well, so, bite of toast and you wave your hands and fix everything, or do you take coin? Listen to me. You need to leave town, now. If you must stay, lay low, do nothing. The less you do, the less grief you'll bring to those around you. Abandon your schemes, I'll handle it on my own. It'll be glorious, you'll see. Huh. You're good at chin music. I like chin music for as a term for bullshitting. That's good. That's pretty good. What are you going to do? Whatever it takes, it's all going to hell, and soon. We're halfway there now. Just stay still, trust me, will you? I'm your sister, your double, and I know what must be done. I know a great deal, Barack. The future is open to me. Prove it. Your life lessons will prove me right, but heed my words. Whenever you want to do something, don't. You'll just make it worse. You'll be the demise of your hometown. You'll drown it with blood. Jesus. Well, I'll think about it. I'll see. I'll see what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
sure,
mull that over.
You've given me a lot to think about, so why not? Yeah,
You know I'm not angry with you. Not at all.
I had the strangest dream. Was it your doing? No, yours. Don't you want to know what I dreamed of? Of horror, I'm sure. All dreams are prophetic, and since you dreamed it, you must have seen yourself spill blood. As for the details, spare me. My nerves are delicate. I'm not some monster myself. Are you sure it was prophetic? So you know how to hypnotize people. Yeah, let's say that. Okay. Interesting. I mean, this is just, okay, so I started off the stream by talking a little bit about, governmental pandemic responses, which maybe, we can chat about that a little bit as well. Especially, because you're calling in from a different country, and Marina comes from, a different country still.
Oh, they are taking a nap right now, by the way.
Okay, fair enough then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started by talking about that, and I was talking about how it's kind of... Why is my exhaustion still really high? I thought
you maybe still asleep?
I just slept, like a second ago. What? I literally just slept. Let me eat. I'm gonna eat some stuff. Okay. Why is my exhaustion still so high? I'm really bothered by that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to just drive down my hunger as much as possible, because I know it's a very temporary thing and can just easily go back up, but at the same time, I really would like to not have hunger for a minute. Just like,
yeah.
Just real quick. Milk satisfies hunger and thirst. That's interesting. Hooray! No hunger! Amazing.
Fuck yeah.
Shit. Should I have, like, maybe I should have eaten before I slept so that maybe my exhaustion would have gone down?
You'll die unshriven.
What is that? Oh my god. Well, thanks. Wait, can I have this sword? That looks helpful. Give me I just noticed there's a fucking sword. Yeah, but what I thought was really interesting was how basically the game has like a big emphasis on the ideas of fate. Like, the whole thing is a play. Everyone's souls, when they leave their bodies, are actors who are just playing them in the play. One of the people tells you that if you want to understand the world, you need to learn the lines.
Yeah.
Shit like this. Oh, is it the middle of the night? Shit, maybe I just need to fucking... Oh, wait, is there herbs? I'm gonna get those herbs.
Get those herbs.
Yeah, I'd love to go get those herbs. My favorite thing. Love to pick up some dank bud. Right. That fly noise is really annoying. Is there actually something here? What is... Okay, whatever. Maybe I just need to sleep for a bit longer. I'm gonna see... If I go to do the sleep menu, I'm gonna see what time it says it currently is.
Right, yeah.
Wendell Milk in chat says I can go to sleep again if I want, so that's good. I'm gonna do that. Right, yeah. Oh, it was only an hour of sleep I got so far. Not my maximum possible 6. But yeah, I started the stream by talking about different coronavirus pandemic responses.
Right.
And, like, reading through a bit of a study by the IMF, and with the appropriate caveat that should be said whenever the IMF is mentioned in any context, that the IMF are evil and should be destroyed at all costs. But, you know, being a financial institution, they were obviously talking a lot about the economies of different countries.
Faster and faster with each passing day.
But it was kind of interesting, I thought.
Sparrow is not enough to feed 12 mouths.
Something will be irretrievably
Oh my
lost.
god. I'm being overwhelmed with stuff right now.
Yeah, no, that was a lot. Yeah.
Talk to her for a second.
The way a brand marks livestock.
Okay.
She seems chill.
Yeah, I mean, she seems like she's willing, just perfectly happy to let the changeling stay. I'm remembering that thing that H. Bomber guy said about how, oh, she's gone, I guess. Huh. About how, the other characters do shittier things than you if you're not in control of them. Which I think is interesting because, like, for example, here, it is at least partly my decision to let the changeling let her be in this house. And I know that, like, a big part of her playthrough is that she's basically homeless. So that's a pretty interesting element as well. Like,
yeah.
Like, I mean, again, under a plague, under a pandemic, under a, you know, like, there's a disease out in the streets and she's homeless. So the three people you have, one is part of the ruling class, one is part of the kind of native people and much more working class, or the peasantry, and then this third person is just literally, like, on the streets. I think that's pretty interesting. Anyway, the thing I was saying about, like, fate, you know, the way that everyone is, okay, my exhaustion's down now. My hunger's gone back up again, which I love. Thank you so much, game. Okay. Hunger back down again. Thank you. Is that all?
Beauty.
Is that all? Are you serious? Okay. You fucking serious right now?
This is so brutal.
This game gives no fucks, and I love it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do like the metatextuality of it is like it's really really cool, and yeah, like you're saying with like the lines, like, from what I understand, isn't that, like, the lines is, like, essentially, like, the ability to, like, read the way of the world or whatever, which is, like,
well, it's
you
an
know,
interesting
could be
thing.
analogous
So
to...
it uses it uses a slight kind of homophone. It uses like a not homophone, homonym. It kind of uses the fact that there's a homonym between lines you read in a play and like lines that you draw on a chart of some kind, because what they talk about is that surgeons and butchers know the lines, which is like, so they're lines for how you like carve up things, right? Isn't that like clearly what they're referring to? But then like the other meaning is then the lines in the play. But I said like we started off by reading the the IMF study, and what I thought was really interesting was that only a few countries, only with a few countries in the study did it mention their number of cases and like the actual human cost of the pandemic. And again, it's a financial institution and an evil one that should be destroyed at all costs.
Absolutely, but yeah, like you can understand why. Yeah,
but it's really interesting and bizarre that and
I mean, it's interesting that it's mentioned at all. Like, if it was not mentioned at all, I would be like, okay, whatever, evil institution. It's, also just focused on finances. I get that. The fact that it was
I get the impression that different countries, the entries for different countries were maybe written in different, is this guy harassing this woman? Hey.
I think so.
Hey, fucko. Hey, man. Fuck off. That's a lamp. Oh my fucking god. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, no. What the fuck? Oh, no, I'm being chased by Michael fucking Myers. This wasn't the plan. No. Oh my god, he's so horrible. Leave me alone. Okay, I know who can help me. The Worm Man. The Worm Man can help me. I'm suddenly playing Dead by Daylight instead of fucking... instead of Pathologic. Okay. No! Leave me the fuck alone! Seriously, please! Travel by boat. Thank you. Get me the fuck out of here. Thank you. Okay, let's go there now. No! I don't have the fingernail! Oh, fuck! Oh my god! Oh my god, this sucks!
Oh, Jesus.
I don't have the token to get me to fast travel. Jesus Christ.
Fuck.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to fight this fucking guy. Oh my god. Let's go things. Let's go knife. Okay, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Oh.
Wow, fighting fucking sucks.
This does not look fun. This is like, oh, like it's so frustrating anytime if you ever to me at least to watching someone who's really bad at a video game play it and I know that you're clearly not that bad. This is just how this works.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay, he's surrendered, so that's good. Give me your stuff, you piece of shit. Leave women alone, you fuck. Right, that's bad. Oh my god, he's running away now. Well, that's something. Oh, now where's he go? Damn. He just fucking... He makes up his own mind. He just has... Oh wait, I can... Oh shit. Light the lamp. Oh, I don't have matches, okay.
Of course.
Can I talk to this guy? I would like your toast, please. Oh, no. No such luck. Oh, fuck, he's coming back this way. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, he's just out. No, he's out here again.
He's just scared now. That's just what he's like.
Oh, this guy's chasing him off now. Oh. Okay, this town is funny as hell. This town fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So the item description of a chalk says used to draw lines. That's that's interesting.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But anyway,
yeah.
So like I said, I get the impression that different entries for different countries in the study were written by different people. That's just the impression I get because they aren't written with a very strict rubric or whatever. Okay, that light is coming from nowhere. So
Yeah,
let's just go and examine. Okay, what are you telling me here? Theater. Every night, an odd performance is held in the theater. Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. Now I'm ready.
But yeah, like, sorry, you were saying about,
yeah. I get the impression that the different entries are written by different people. It's just, yeah, like, you could tell by just, like, instead of being, like, this country, this percent GDP growth, this country, this percent GDP growth, in different entries it would be, like, the economy contracted by blah, 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 or you know, there was different, yeah.
Right, okay.
But nonetheless, only a couple of countries mentioned the number of cases and the human cost of the pandemic. And like the US, for fucking example, right? It didn't mention the human cost of the pandemic. And I just find that absolutely fucking fascinating. Because, and that's why we started a very kind of, the extremely bizarre conversation that ended up happening about axioms and assumptions and foregone conclusions, because there are assumptions that people make before they make kind of statements about things, axioms, right? But then there are foregone conclusions where you are making an assumption and then you're building off of it, and then, like, it's a statement that you've already assumed, basically. It's not the same as an axiom. It's not like a fundamental piece of information. It's a statement in and of itself, but, like, you just assume it's true. And so, for example, so what I was saying was, like, it's treated as a foregone conclusion that loads of people would die in America under the pandemic, which, like, to some degree, I mean, you know, the country that is enforcing the worship of the free market around the world, and has the worst fucking healthcare system of any. I
mean, it's a very reasonable assumption to, like, it's really it's a reasonable prediction to make, but it's not.
The treatment of it as a foregone conclusion by the IMF, one of the most powerful financial institutions in the world, is very alarming. And then likewise, there's all this discussion of fate in this game, which is really interesting because fate is something that before the pandemic I probably wouldn't have thought was a very interesting philosophical discussion. Even though obviously, like, a lot of thought historically has been put into it. Oh my god.
Artemi Burach.
Okay. I'm gonna pause. This seems like some shit that I'm gonna have to deal with. But you know, before I wouldn't have necessarily thought of fate and determinism as, like, such an interesting kind of thing, but it's certainly been much more on my mind because of the pandemic. And then reading the study, it seems like fate is screaming at you, this concept of fate, this concept of, like, a foregone conclusion, and then you go and play this game, and the people who made this game and chose for it to be about a plague spreading were like, well, what's a really important concept here? Fate, and like it's a play, like it's just a thing that we're playing out.
I mean, like, I feel like there is so much there in terms of, like, the, like, consideration of, like sort of like like the setting of a plague as something that, like, I feel like it's been really interesting. I think I said this in one of my videos, but just how this is, you know, this is a time when...
Can I just interrupt for 1 second and just say to Metalinguagum, I wasn't being euphemistic by human cost, or if I was, I mean people who died. I just mean the number of cases and people who died in the pandemic wasn't mentioned in a study about the pandemic. That was the point I was getting at. Sorry, Sam.
Oh, no worries. I was just sort of trying to say, like, I feel like this has been a time when I certainly have never really felt like something like our, like, personal agencies have been, like, so thoroughly affected by this, where it's like you whether that means, you know, like, how the government intervenes in the form of, like, lockdowns, or whether they do not do lockdowns, or in the form of, like, a virus affecting your body. It's been such a time period in which we have had such a, like, clear loss of control over our lives.
Yeah, I've definitely under the pandemic, I've definitely shifted in perspective from thinking that like people have such tremendous agency and get to like in a political sense, if you're trying to organize and change things, that you do stuff to shifting to a position where I really feel like my role as like part of the left commentariat as a theorist or whatever is just to basically predict the future and say this will happen increasingly.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that living through this time has absolutely massively had that effect on me, basically. Definitely a side of it has been me becoming more educated on stuff and understanding that like there are very predictable elements of policy and politics and public life and history, but at the same time, yeah, it's this specific time and the effect it has.
Yeah, I feel like that. Like, I don't know if it's if you've like had like a similar experience. I remember, I think it was last winter, which was like the worst time to live in Ontario. Like possible, or like we had like massive super high cases. Our conservative government had reopened a lot of businesses, which resulted in tons of like super high cases. But to deal with those like super high cases, he essentially banned anything outdoors that isn't going to work or going to shop. So like cops were allowed to like stop people on the road to like demand to like see where they're going. All like basically outdoor recreational activities were banned. And this resulted in like I've never experienced just such a massive unanimous just like fury at the government, where it was like across at any point in the political spectrum, everyone just like furious about this. And like I don't know, it's so just sort of telling of this isn't a matter of one group like won an election or didn't. This is this regardless of how you vote, this you had no say over these rules that are being imposed on.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely. Yeah, so that's definitely a thing that's been going on here a whole bunch. Like someone was just shared actually in the PALS Discord a link to a standard article. Actually, you know what? I'll get this on screen. About passports to be removed from illegal drug users in crime crackdown, Boris Johnson says. And so I mean, like you said, there's an element like it doesn't even matter who you voted for or whatever. It's just these are just decisions that are just being made. That's 100% true. But I guess I feel it from the perspective of someone who voted the other way. And we got this conservative, massive hypermajority, and... Well,
I should be clear, I didn't vote conservative either.
Right. Yeah, sure. No, okay. No. Yeah, I'm just joking. But so every single thing comes with a little extra sting to me, which is that, like, I didn't even want this fucking creep in office, and he's doing all this horrible stuff, but, I was saying at the start of the stream, like, there is a meme online that's like, British government only knows how to ban things or have a referendum and no other policies. And so here, Boris Johnson is set to launch a 10-year plan to combat drug-related crime, which will involve removing passports and driving licenses from offenders. The government is set to make a number of crime announcements in the coming weeks, which will include a crackdown on gangs and prison reforms to reduce reoffending rates by helping inmates find work, which is very different from the previous sentence. Like the idea that they're going to help inmates find work. Interesting when you just said that actually they were going to remove people's passports and driving licenses. Anyway, the overhaul of crime laws will include tougher prison sentences for dealers, nighttime curfews, and football-style travel bans. I don't know what they mean about the nighttime curfews. I assume they mean when someone's on parole. And not just like a curfew for everyone or something. As part of a wider raft of measures to combat crime, the Prime Minister said pestering women in the street or in pubs could also be outlawed in a bid to combat sexual harassment in public. Yeah, this has been the thing that's been like circulating recently, is like misogynistic harassment is going to be registered as a crime, which is just like everyone's immediate response is like there is like a 5% case closing rate on rapes, and they're proposing that they're going to have yelling in the
yeah.
Oh, someone said my mic is gone? You guys aren't hearing me? I'm going to type in chat. Tell me if you can't hear me.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I just turned on the.
No, they're all saying they can hear me.
Phone, yeah.
My mic is there.
Yeah.
Here, just fine. Oh, that's very strange. Sorry, Vodrella. I don't know what's going on your end. Must be something on your end. Boris told The Sun, drugs are driving a lot of misery and we can fix it. They're not going to make you happier. They're not going to make you more successful. They're not going to make you cooler. They're bad news. Okay, first off, Boris, they do make you cooler is the thing. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Casey Explosion just raided with a party of 97. Hey, Casey.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey, all of Casey's viewers. I am here with Sam from the channel We're in Hell, and we are chatting about drugs and how they don't make you cool. That's not what's going on. It's a complicated stream because we're playing some Pathologic, but we're also chatting about the pandemic and governmental responses because it's kind of an interesting thing going on there, right? Like, the game does actually have something to say about the situation we're all in right now. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, Boris told The Sun, drugs are driving a lot of misery and we can fix it. And it's like, Jesus Christ, the levels of wrongheadedness here with just like, if people are turning to drugs under your fucking conservative government when there's a pandemic on, maybe do something about like getting people money and jobs in general. And also like, this is actually something I was going to touch on earlier that I forgot to mention. Our national electricity companies or like energy companies have been collapsing like one after another, and loads of people have been like just signed up to other power companies that they didn't sign on to and been given a new contract, sometimes without even being told it's happening. And the obvious solution would be to nationalize, but we have such a devotion to like free market ideology that that's obviously never going to happen. And it fucking sucks, basically. Yeah. And like there are people in the north right now who literally just don't have power and have been told they won't have power at all for like a week. It's like a huge fucking crisis that's going on. It's really
just
really
casually
fucked.
being told that. Yeah,
right. And
no, that's
and then this absolute fucking clown is like, drugs won't make you happy. Like, shut the fuck up, you absolute weird little loser. He added, most of the crime driven by drugs is generated by 300,000 heroin and crack cocaine users. Hang on. Most of the crime driven by drugs is generated by heroin and crack cocaine users. Tragic people who have lost their way in life. You can lock them up again and again, and we do, but they come out again and reoffend, so we have to rehabilitate them. I mean, he's taking some of the right attitude on there, but like it's still like adding in measures where people can take away, like the system can take away these people's passports is not helping.
No, that that is so clearly just like purely a matter of like trying to like it's about like punishment and retribution in no way about actually.
Well, the next thing he says is the country is littered with victims of what's happened. We are going to look at new ways of penalizing them, things that will actually interfere with their lives. So we'll look at taking away passports and driving licenses.
Because going to jail doesn't actually interfere with their lives.
It's just fucking ridiculous. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Really
it's just fucking ridiculous.
I mean, even like, I would, personally say that like, as much as, like becoming, extremely addicted to bad drugs is not good. I do personally think that like, your body is your own. And like, if you aren't going to be hurting someone else, you should have the right to do whatever you want to with it. But at the same time, like, even if we like
one like straightforward thing is like being super addicted to a bad drug, like heroin is bad and not quite as bad as being dead. and a study, like a study by, I think it was the LSE, London School of Economics, showed that over 100,000 people had been killed by Tory austerity policies in between 2000 and in between 2010 and 2015, who wouldn't have otherwise died. So it's like Tory policy just literally kills people, and they're like, we need to find new ways to penalize the victims of these drugs.
Yeah, I mean, even if we take it take it as a given that it is we should be getting rid of drugs. It's always interesting to sort of ask this question of these types of policies. Okay, so you're doing this policy. When can we expect all drugs to be gone from the country?
Right.
When is that going to happen?
Right.
What's the
literally, exactly.
The answer is never.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, literally. I mean, yes. It's a thing, because it's you look at we talked before on this stream about how new technologies are introduced. Political technologies, as in policies and ideas and modes of governance, and you can never go back. Once they've been introduced, they are there and they exist, and you can use less of them, or you could build something new on top of them that changes how the harm is done or what the effects of the thing is, but you can never just take something and make it not exist in the world. And it's just we are aware of that in regard to the government's behavior, and the government is acting like it isn't aware of that in regard to just things like drugs, things more conservative governments have act that way towards abortion, as if you can just make it so there'll be no abortions or whatever. I think it points to another agenda. In chat here, a whole bunch of people are saying, does the UK benefit as much from prison labor as the US? Well, there's an interesting thing that Boris, who was born in New York and has a lot of American business connections, has been trying to massively Americanize our politics, from privatizing the NHS and selling it to specifically American healthcare companies to I have to wonder about shit like this. I have to wonder is there the privatization of everything has been going on in this country for ages and ages. I don't know. It might be that it's also that this is also tied into some fucking private prison shit. I don't even know.
Right.
Let's find out what this weird theater guy has to say. Let's do
I mean, yeah. Just one other thing that's sort of fits in with this stuff. There's a really good book by, I think his name is David Garland. I think it's called The Culture of Control. And the idea is one of his sort of hot takes, which I think is a very interesting and good one, is sort of that with neoliberalism, governments sort of stop being able to meaningfully do anything because they are now beholden to capital, but yet they still need to appear to do something to be electable. It's not an electable policy to be I'm not going to do shit. So the safest place where they can do that is in crime control.
Your enemy John Duncan would say neoliberalism is not the vanishing or diminishment of the state, and in fact the current trend is neoliberal governments are becoming increasingly authoritarian, and I'm not I'm not sure I buy into the idea, which is put about by neoliberalism, that neoliberalism means small government.
Oh, I would agree. I mean, I would say it's not so much small government as it is government that is a tool for capital.
I would say that's probably a fair... Yeah, that's a fair way to put it. I think that governments can still do a lot. Right. Okay, so what you're describing is agency versus...
No. Yeah. Sorry, that's a better way of putting it.
Agency versus kind of efficacy. So the government is still effective, but it doesn't have its own free will or agency. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And an area where it does still have a fair amount of agency, because this is an area where it will be, because of the design of the state and the, way capital works, is that it will always be at worst not affecting capital and usually actually like helping capital by doing harsher prison sentences or like being hard on crime.
Right, absolutely. Right, to loop it back around to the game, Casey's viewers, we were just talking before you all joined about how Pathologic says a lot about fate, and so an exercise for you all would be think about how much you, like, how your relationship to the idea of fate might have changed under the pandemic, because it's something we were both saying that, like, definitely, like, you feel a lot more like your agency is not there, and governments can just do whatever the fuck they want, as if it's fate, as if it's, you know, you're just a player in a you know, theater play, which is what Pathologic gets at. I would go further into say that when you were allowed to leave the house more and see your friends more, your agency and free will was a lie, an illusion that the government allowed to perpetuate in order to keep you happy. Now they know you're definitely unhappy because of the pandemic, so they're no longer interested in keeping you happy. Which is a very cool situation to be in. It's very cool. I love when the government decides that on top of all of the material abuses, it no longer even cares if we're happy with its decisions. It's a cool and good time, and I would add on, everyone, if you're enjoying the stream, please remember to subscribe on Cheer and donate directly by doing command tip if you want, or checking out all the work that I do at patreon.com/SophieFromMars. If you have Prime, you can subscribe for no extra cost to yourself, but I get money, and then, you know, that's good for me. So do it. Please subscribe. Okay, let's watch the play.
Yeah.
Let's examine him. The will is present.
Hang on, my controller's fucked up.
Emotions.
No. Oh no. My controller's fucked up really bad.
Oh shit.
Oh no. It's doing this thing where it, like, just keeps on looking at the ceiling over and over again. Let's try going and disconnecting device. Hopefully everyone, this won't be more than a 2-minute problem to fix.
I mean, this is one thing that's sort of just going back to like the pandemic and all that. I'd be curious about like how it's been in the UK, because like here in Canada, there's kind of like our three main political parties, the Liberals, Conservatives, and the New Democratic Party, or NDP. Essentially, like, none of them really talk. Like, we just had an election. None of them really talked about the pandemic in a way that was like sort of dealing with the fact that this is a real thing in like impacting everyone's lives. Like, it was talked about like in the same sort of way you talk about like in a much more abstract way that like politicians will like generally talk about like the economy, or, you know, like having like a Build Back Better or whatever, like, you know, like these like sort of like vague sort of like abstractions, whereas the only party that actually did was our newly founded extremely far right fringe party, which
cool. Love that.
You know, who, you know, were unjustly censored because the leader of the party is obviously an anti-vaxxer and therefore refused to get a vaccine, and so was unable to travel. Which is obviously the only reason why you would implement those types of things.
I made a joke in Resimania about like all the cops have died first in the zombie apocalypse because they're all anti-vax.
Yeah.
I was very happy with that joke.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's jeez. Yeah, but I think it's exactly what you just said, that it's treated like fate, and you know, it's treated like kind of so abstractly, like it's just a thing that is just is there, and it's not something that they can do anything about. And like, yeah, like you say, kind of not. Well, I think it's an interesting thing, I guess. If, as you say, okay, now my controller is connected, but my mouse isn't working, and that's pretty bad.
Yeah, one in, one out.
Jesus Christ! Please give me back my controller, Windows, please. Okay, there we go. I think I got it now. Let's try Pathologic again. And yeah, so I think it's interesting. It's like there's this concept of there's this approach to stuff as if it's fate, as if nothing can be done. And it's interesting to observe no one making policy proposals that will be like, if we are elected, we'll deal with the pandemic. Because of firstly what you said about like the governments themselves don't have agency because they're beholden to capital. Well, maybe these are just facets of the same thing. But the other thing is like, all the governments in the world are like that, so all of them are going to make the worst decisions possible, except the few socialist countries, and so it's treated as a foregone conclusion. Like I said, like there's nothing to be done. It's just a foregone conclusion. They will make the policies that protect the economy the most. again, at the start of the stream, I was looking through the study, and I said that, like, no, I pointed out how actually the countries. Oh my god, it's doing the thing again.
Well,
oh no, this is really bad. Oh Jesus Christ! My computer is just melting the fuck down right now. My mouse has stopped working again. Everything's very bad.
Oh Jesus.
But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, I was saying at the start of the stream, like, yeah, even in the study, like, you can see the ways that like the human cost has impacted things, because like the socialist countries who did keep their numbers down by caring about people before capital, didn't like have the same economic impact. Like Vietnam, its economy grew more than literally any other country, as far as I could tell, literally any other country under the pandemic. And Pupbug says Pathologic 2 broke Sophie's computer. No, I think sadly, as is always the case, Windows just broke itself because it's just not a very good piece of software. My controller switched off, and then when I turned it on again, it has connected in a weird way, which has done something to my mouse and has not properly connected the controller, and now nothing is working.
Not from this spec.
I might have to try and just exit if I can. Oh no, it's uh-oh. This might be fucked. But yeah, still the countries that, you know, protected their people the most, oh my god, it's not even letting me exit out of the game? Oh, this is bad.
Oh, Jesus.
Pals, I might end up just, like, hard cutting the stream. I don't know, like, I don't know what's gonna... Okay, I'm gonna Control-Delete for a sec. If my mouse is even gonna fucking work on the Control-Delete menu, who even knows? Okay, it's working. Socialist countries still protected their economy most, and they had the most economic growth, but it's the like beholden to capital, but only like the immediate interests of capital, and actually the long-term interests of capital would be to protect people, but like capital isn't a thing that thinks and understands that and can act with actual self-preservation, because if it could, then capital would drive towards Keynesianism instead of neoliberalism, because neoliberalism actually is just this like death cult. It's absolutely just like a cancerous ideology that is just like destroying the body from the inside. Okay, my mouse is now working again. Good news, everyone. The stream will not be disappearing suddenly. We're okay. We can carry on the discussion, perfect. At least. We'll see whether we can do the game again. I would like to do the game again. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so it's like all the countries are beholden to capital's immediate interests, but not its long-term interests. But they also know that every other country is like that too. And so, to some degree, when a thing impacts the whole world this much, you need for other countries to act in ways that are sensible in order for you to say, like, I would be able to do anything about this. So you can't make any promises like, if elected, I will do this about the pandemic, because it's a pandemic. It's not just your country. Like, you can't actually you just can't even promise that. You can't say I because you don't know that's true. Which is really fucked. Which is really, really fucked.
No, it's it's been a bad time.
Yeah. Yay! Well, I love that for everyone.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, so I forcibly crashed Pathologic in order to escape the problems out the nightmare. And now my taskbar down the bottom has disappeared. So I can no longer open my Windows menu. That's very cool. That's extremely cool.
That rocks.
I'm gonna crash Steam as well. I'm talking this through out loud a little bit because I don't want to just have to kill the stream. But like, I want everyone to know that if I do just suddenly have to do that, it's the last option.
Well, I'll understand.
Yeah, but yeah, it just really is interesting with how it relates to a concept of fate, because this is something where I think also there's like concepts of authoritarianism. Like, authoritarianism is a measurable kind of political tendency. Like, there are authoritarian personality types as well, and like you can also, there's like a question of the relationship between like authoritarian parenting styles and like children raised under that, and how they would prefer like an authoritarian governance too.
Right.
But like we use the concept of authoritarianism a little strangely, we being like white Westerners here, because we kind of talk a little bit sometimes as if any plan that would do things, like that would do stuff at all, is authoritarianism. And I don't just mean like this, I don't just mean Fox News propaganda. I don't want to sound like I'm just talking about Fox News propaganda here, but I think that it's important to analyze the consistencies between Fox News propaganda and what imperial core anarchists say. Because it's like, what are the assumptions and, the axioms, like I've been saying, right, that like we are taking for granted, that Fox News also takes for granted, and like maybe that's something we should consider. Because some, obviously, like, stopped clock or whatever, like, Fox News isn't going to deny that we breathe oxygen or something. I'm not saying that, like,
right.
I'm not saying that if we say something and they say something, we should worry in every case. I'm just saying that in some cases, it might be indicative of us having absorbed some degree of hegemonic propaganda. And so, a good example of that would be this concept of authoritarianism, where, like, we definitely buy into a lot of fear about China. And I think that there's a lacking in, like, understanding of colonial history when we do that, because like I definitely see someone, so I've recently been the center of like a bit of a Twitter storm for saying that I have solidarity with Marxist-Leninists, and some of the people who've been giving me shit and hate rating my stream and shit like this, which is a very cool and leftist and anarchist and woke thing to do, have been saying, like, don't you know the regimes that Marxist-Leninists support are all reactionary and would kill trans women, so you as a trans woman, blah 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 blah. And
right.
The thing is, so like China for trans rights is like the 40s or 50s in America or the UK right now. Like bad, to be clear, extremely bad. But the fact that I can make that comparison and be like, it's like this period of time, has to do with a certain like degree of like social progressiveness that has been like harmed by the legacy of colonialism. Like,
right, yeah.
When like Western chauvinists, when fucking racists are saying like, if you hate our country so much, why don't you go and live in X, Y, and Z? Well, you wouldn't, because they're all way more racist than me. They hate women more than me. They hate transgenders more than me, or whatever. It's like, when that person's saying that, you can acknowledge that the reason that they're saying, like, the thing that they're missing, the thing they're ignorant of, is the global power relations of different countries, right? Like, if again, just like to do the comparison again, if Fox News were saying, if you hate America, go live in China. Well, you wouldn't, because you're transgender, so you know that you would have a bad time in China. And when Fox News would be saying that, you would go, okay, well, what you're neglecting there is that there is a global power relation and a history of and a history of global power relations and colonialism, and there's a reason why those things are true. It's not just that people in China are more bigoted or something, but it wouldn't necessarily respond to their point, which is like, their point is to do with like do you or do you not think that their regime is good and okay? And then when the same attack is coming from leftists, it's like, we treat it differently, but fundamentally it's not really a different attack. Like, it kind of sounds more racist or whatever coming from people who you know are more conservative. But they're still making kind of the same fundamental point, which is that they're saying, you support this regime, therefore you support everything about this regime, and therefore you are a hypocrite because they do bad things. And actually, no, this is the concept of critical. This is the basic Marxist concept of critical support. You can be critical and support something. Or be critical and not support something, because I don't support any nations, because I'm actually an anarchist. I just said I have solidarity with fellow communists. Fascinating times. Anyway, all of this to say that I think that there's this concept of like authoritarianism, where like there is a measurable political tendency of authoritarianism. And when we look at like what I was just reading out before of like Boris Johnson saying, we'll take away the passports of drug dealers, that is an authoritarian policy, like very much targeting the freedoms of citizens and like stripping away people's freedoms, people's liberties. Very much authoritarian. Congrats, big man. Big mucho authoritarian time. Very cool. Yeah. But when we're talking about authoritarianism in relation to like the ideology of people who are not in power, Marxist-Leninists, communists, it's like, well, what makes them authoritarian? Like, on some level, we're just describing the idea that they want to do something that's different to what is in right now. There is the authoritarian tendency in like describing like the role of a vanguard party in a centralized communist state, but that's not actually what I think people are talking about, because again, it's consistency between what conservatives say in this case and what leftists say in this case. Like, when conservatives are saying like all leftists are authoritarian because they want big government, and they're talking about and when Fox News says that, like, they're including anarchists, right?
Yeah.
What they mean is leftists want to make a change to society. And so it's the same thing when Western anarchists are saying this about Marxist-Leninists to some degree. Yeah. I'm not saying in all, to some degree, because it's it comes from the same Western propaganda concept of the freedoms of the individual.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I'm trying to say that I think that the pandemic has exposed what an illusion our freedoms have been, because of how just like, whether you voted, like whether you have your Canadian Prime Minister you voted for, or my British Prime Minister I didn't vote for, like, they are just doing shit and it's not up to you, and it's just very authoritarian, and it's just like, yeah, your agency was a lie. Your free will just was a lie, actually. And I think that's led a lot of people, along with the social isolation, along with the seasonal depression, along with the fear of health risks and so on, to like despairing and depression and like the black pill. And I think that there is a big advantage in embracing whatever kinds of like communist organizing there are in the world, because we need to just organize in any way to do anything at all. I'm really rambling off on one because
no. I mean, I feel like your point is like well taken. That like in the same way that like I feel like any like leftists will like recognize the like sort of double standard of how we like think about violence in terms of like it's like violence to it's not violence if like a cop shoots rubber bullets at protesters, but it would be for like the opposite. But like in that sort of it is sort of what I'm getting from like what you're saying, in part just like that, like there is sort of the same double standard with like regards to like